Daryl Henry with you. Welcome to Revs Baseball. A cloudy but pleasant afternoon as we get set for the first of 4 games, War of the Roses series here in the second leg of this homestand, which to this point has been perfect. And as you may well know by now, the Revs with 9 straight wins here at home. A win today would tie the longest home winning streak in franchise history. And with this home winning streak, they have improved to 16-12 in the second half and are within 2 games of the Barnstormers for first place. As hot as the Revs have been, the Barnstormers overall, including their road games, have maybe been hotter, and that's why they have a 2-game lead for first at 18-10. But now in the biggest series of the week in the Atlantic League, these 2 teams get to face each other for the first time since mid-July here in the second half. And the Revs are coming off just an incredible display in the first 4 games of this homestand. Again, 9 straight overall here at home, but 4 in a row to begin this homestand, having swept Southern Maryland the last 4 days. And after what was arguably their 2 biggest offensive nights of the season on Thursday and Friday, last night they took it to a whole new level. 15-2, their biggest win since 2013, their most runs in a game since 2013. There are all sorts of notes that go along with it in terms of historical perspective on what the Revs offense has done here the last few days. We'll give you one right off the bat, and we'll go through some other ones in our next segment with highlights from last night's display. But the Revs, for the first time in franchise history, have had 17 hits or more in 3 consecutive games. That has never been done before in Revs history. They had 18 on Thursday night, 17 on Friday night, and 18 more last night. And last night's game featured 3 home runs, 8 extra base hits, their highest totals in a game since the 2013 season, and they are flying high. Over the last 14 games, they've gone 10-4. They've outscored opponents 83-49 on that stretch, and last night's game certainly taking the cake. We will have some of the highlights from that performance coming up in our next segment. Today, it's left-hander Logan Williamson, who's had tremendous success against the Barnstormers this season and during the course of his 2-year Revs career. Overall, he's 5-8 with a .334 ERA coming in. Left-hander Nate Reed will go for the Barnstormers. He's 2-6 with an ERA this season of 4.75. Later on our show, we'll hear from Mays, get his thoughts on last night's victory as well. Revs are 10-11 against Lancaster this season in War of the Roses play. They have dropped 9 of the last 12 after starting 7-2, but now would be a great time to get things going in the right direction again against Lancaster. It's the first of 7 remaining meetings between these 2 teams, who at the moment are battling for the top spot in the Freedom Division second half. And we'll also get Mace's thoughts on that. I know the players don't want to add undue pressure and make it bigger than it needs to be. There's still 41 games to go overall, including today's contest, or 42, I should say, including today. But only 7 remain against Lancaster. So any way you shake it, this is no doubt a big series. We'll take a timeout here in our pregame show. First pitch set for 5 p.m. here today in York, and we'll have the highlights from last night's blowout win against Southern Maryland coming up next here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Want to learn to skate? Want to suit up and learn how to play some hockey? Come to the coolest place in town, York Ice Arena. Learn to skate programs are now available for all ages, for every skating ability. Kids of all ages will learn how to feel comfortable on ice, how to stand, and perhaps most importantly, how to fall properly. Class levels range from beginner to freestyle, where you'll learn basic jumps, spins, and footwork. Classes are taught by York Ice Arena skating instructors from White Rose Figure Skating Club. No skates? No problem. Skate rental is included in your registration. Or get on the ice for our York Ice Arena hockey programs. York Ice Arena coaches will focus on teaching proper techniques needed for anyone interested in playing hockey. Rental equipment is available for beginning players, both boys and girls. So get on the ice, learn to skate, learn to play. Sign up now. Group skating lessons and beginners hockey programs are forming now. Plus, York City residents get a 50% discount. Register today. Go to yorkskate.com and click on program info. York Ice Arena, the coolest place in town.
WellSpan has helped many professional, student, and recreational athletes stay at the top of their game. And they can do the same for you. Our winning team offers everything from concussion management and sports nutrition to physical therapy and more. For more information, call 877-482-5420 or visit wellspan.org/sportsmedicine.
Get into the ball game with great savings and great weekly specials at all your favorite neighborhood family markets. Use your gold card every time you shop and you'll automatically receive your savings and rewards. And you'll get incredible deals on the new Best Yet brand products at Nell's, Saubles, Wetzel's, Chris's New Oxford, and Stauffer's Downingtown markets. So get into the game with some great savings at all your favorite neighborhood family markets. Always a hit and always a great catch.
Are you dreading the impending doom of planning your company or group holiday party this year? Are you looking for something new and fresh of built-in catering and event planning? Well, the York Revolution has the solution for you. Our White Rose Hall offers a unique event space for groups of up to 200 people and is available year-round. Your event at Santander Stadium can be customized to fit your needs and budget with full-service event planning, catering, and the unique allure of the ballpark setting. In addition to holiday parties, we can host any type of business or group function. For a facility tour or to book your space today, please call the Apple Chevrolet ticket office at 717-801-HITS or visit YorkRevolution.com.
Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Revs getting set to host the Barnstormers here today. And these two teams have played many big series over the years. This one promises to be another one. And the Revs coming off a 4-game sweep against Southern Maryland, their first 4-game sweep since sweeping Lancaster in 5 games, Memorial Day weekend of last season. And the highlights from last night, the Revs trailed 2-0 early, but took the lead with 4 in the second, 2 in the third, and had a 6-2 lead in the 5th inning when Frank Gailey had to work out of his biggest jam of the night. 3-1. Strike called on the outside corner. Rosa starting to lean toward first. It's a full count. All the runners can get the head start. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the 5th. Gailey trying to wiggle out of it. He's set. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Frank Gailey pumps his fist 3 times as he marches off the mound. That's how many runners he leaves on base. And the Revs still with a 6-2 lead. Not a hit in the inning, but he leaves the bases loaded, comes back from a 3-0 count to get it done. His 4th strikeout of the night and battles to finish 5 innings. Yeah, he earned the win last night, getting through 5, a huge spot there. And the Revs then would erupt offensively, beginning in the bottom half of that inning, a 6-2 lead, and Jacob Calderon would extend that rather quickly. Baker the stretch. 1-1. Swung on and blasted deep to right field. It's gone! Jacob Calderon, a tremendous 2-run homer. Deep to right field. And the Revs had the lead here in the 5th inning. It's 8-2. He is a triple away from the cycle tonight, his 6th home run of the year, and an 8-2 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Actually, what he did before the night was over was maybe even bigger than hitting for the cycle. More on that in a moment. But in the 6th inning, more yard work from the offense. Salvador Paniagua with, quite honestly, one of the most impressive single home run shots I think we've ever witnessed. The Revs have roughed up for the second time in just over a week. Pitch to Paniagua is slammed to deep left center and gone! Oh, what a shot! Salvador Paniagua just nailed the back advertisement wall behind the playground. Can you believe that shot? And it's a 9-2 lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That was unbelievable. That thing took off like it was shot out of a cannon. And then in the 8th inning, the Revs erupting for 6, their second 6-run inning in as many games. Jacob Calderon was front and center once again. And here's Jacob Calderon, second and third. First pitch is drilled deep to right again. It is gone! Jacob Calderon with his second home run of the night. A 3-run shot into the picnic area in right field again. 14-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. And Calderon has driven in 6 runs in the game. So many offensive notes, it's hard to even know where to start, but the Revs with 18 hits after having 18 and 17 the previous 2 nights. It was their most lopsided win since 2012. Their most runs in a game, extra base hits, and total bases since the 2013 season. And the Revs with 9 runs each of the previous 2 games, which at the time tied a season high, and then 15 runs last night. It's the first time since May of 2012 that they've scored 9 or more in 3 consecutive games. First time that they've scored 6 in an inning in back-to-back games since May of 2013. We mentioned it's the first time ever that they've had 17 or more hits in 3 straight games, batting .438 as a team over the last 3 contests, and the 39 runs in that 4-game series, their third most in a 4-game series in team history, and most since 2010. What Jacob Calderon did last night with 3 extra base hits, 11 total bases, 2 home runs. His 6 RBIs were the most by a Revs batter since Andy Marte in April of 2013. And Salvador Paniagua, who was next in line in production last night, not to be overshadowed, he went 3 for 5 with a double, a home run, and drove in 4. His first 4 RBI games since August of 2013, and he's got back-to-back 3-hit games for the first time since May of 2013. Definitely a historic stretch for the Revs offense, and when you look at it in terms of the 17-plus hits in 3 straight games, the first time that they've ever done that, in some ways, the most impressive offensive stretch that we've seen from this team. They've had stretches on which they've scored more total runs, but in terms of the hits in 3 straight games, that has never been done before, and any way you slice it, it has been a remarkable offensive stretch for this team here of late. They're hoping to keep that going as the attentions turn to facing the Barnstormers. Mace and Butch Hobson meeting for the lineup card exchange at home plate. And we'll hear from Mace on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report coming up next.
We're everywhere. Listen on the go with the WOYK mobile apps. Download today at WOYK1350.com.
Nobody can turn your backyard into a backyard paradise better than Paradise Landscaping and Hardscaping. The outdoor pros at Paradise offer full outdoor maintenance, landscaping, hardscape design and installation. And when it comes to fall planting, mulching, and cleaning up fallen leaves, you're in luck, Revs fans. Call before September 1st to schedule your fall cleanup and clean up with 10% off. Estimates are free, fully insured. Call 577-6234 or check them out on Facebook. Paradise Landscaping and Hardscaping in York. Revolution! Woo! The Cowboy Monkeys are back at Santander Stadium, August 11th. Revolution Baseball is better than ever. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. The world-famous Cowboy Monkey Rodeo is back August 11th, performing between innings and post-game. Get your tickets at YorkRevolution.com. Revolution!
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse. For the latest on your York Revolution and tonight's matchup, it's the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. Now, here's Atlantic League Manager of the Year, Mark Mason.
All right, Mace, last night, huge win to cap the sweep against Southern Maryland, biggest margin of victory in a couple of years. And the offense and the breakout performance and the power display and everything, what were your thoughts on that? How would you explain what your team was able to do at the plate last night?
Well, I just think for the past couple of days we've been locked in real well, and when pitchers have made mistakes, we've really hit the ball hard, and we've left the ballpark, and we hit it into gaps, and just one of those things you really can't put a finger on it. Just hitting is contagious, as they say, and when you're locked in, and sometimes you struggle and you don't know why. It's just sometimes it's the same guys from day to day. So I don't know. I think the guys were having a lot of fun. They were relaxed, and I think they were that way the whole series, even before the games even started. So I think that's a big part of it. And I think 9 runs 2 nights in a row, and then last night. So I just think the confidence is really high right now, and like I said, they're having fun, and as long as we keep having fun, hopefully we'll get those same results.
Jacob Calderon, he had the first 6 RBI games since Andy Marte back in 2013, and as a young guy, what have you seen from him at the plate? What did you see from day one with his ability, and last night having a game like that where he just busts out?
Yeah, last night was interesting because the first one that he hit off the wall in right field was a changeup that he was just a little bit out in front of her. Hit had 3 home runs last night, but the biggest thing that he's made the adjustment on for a young guy is he's hitting the ball to left field. When we first got him here, it was really hard for me to play him against left-handed pitchers. They would throw him soft stuff away, breaking balls, and he was just wanting to pull everything to right field. So I'd say the biggest adjustment, he works on it in batting practice and in the cage, just trying to hit the ball to left field for him.
Another big game, of course, was from Paniagua, who homered and drove in 4. And first of all, that missile that he hit, my goodness, that was a special one.
Yeah, that line drive, that playground sign out there, the blue sign up on top, but yeah, he got all of that. I mean, we know that Sal's a strong guy. When he touches it, it can go a long way. The first at bat was very impressive. He hit the ball down the line, drove in some runs, and then he showed that he can pull the ball too. So it's what we've been saying all year. If we can hit the ball the other way, we'll get enough pitches to pull. And if our approach is to let the ball get deeper, we won't roll those pitches over or pop them up when we get a chance to drive one. So I think that's kind of where the focus and the adjustments have been lately. So, different team, different series, but, I like the way we're swinging the bat, and I think our confidence is really high.
Now, with Paniagua, that's a few pretty good games for him in a row, really good games, and De La Cruz has done the same thing. Is that a situation where you have some healthy competition there with those guys battling for the playing time?
Well, they're really not battling because I'm the one that's going to decide it anyway, and I'm going to split the time up pretty evenly. It's just we don't have any days off for a long time, and so I'm not going to run guys out there 5 days in a row or whatever, because I think at the end of the day that affects their ability to play well more than anything else. So trying to keep 2 guys fresh. It's good to be in a situation where we have 2 catchers that can both do the job defensively and offensively right now. and they know all the pitching staff, so I don't have to try to match up certain catchers with certain pitchers, and so that'll give us a little more flexibility behind the plate, and hopefully I can keep them both fresh where they're real productive.
Maybe lost in the offensive highlights from last night was the job that your pitchers did. The bullpen was great, and Frank Gailey in his starting role, maybe more walks than we're used to seeing from him, but only 3 hits. What do you think of the way he came back out and got that win?
Well, you know what? I thought Frank battled, and he pitched out of some tough spots. He didn't have his best command last night. I'm sure he would agree to that, but but overall, I thought he threw the ball well, and he was able to make pitches when he needed to, which is the main thing you have to do as a pitcher. To get out of some jams, we made some nice defensive plays behind him. So, Frank did a good job for us, and then the bullpen ran it out the rest of the way.
Well, facing Lancaster here, and how do you look at this series? It's only August, but there's only 2 series left against them, and right now you're battling with them in the Freedom Division second half. How do you look at this one heading in? How do the guys look at it, do you think, heading in today?
Well, I think, we look at it as it's a series we want to win just like we do any other series. I think you get into trouble if you start making things bigger than they are. And, even if either team won all 4 games right now, you still have to continue to win beyond this series. It doesn't mean that the season is over regardless of the outcome here. Obviously, everybody wants to win and win the series, and that's our goal. So, we're going to try to win every series starting today, and hopefully we can keep it going.
All right, Mace, thanks a lot. Good luck here today.
All right, thank you.
All right. That is Revs manager Mark Mason on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. Couldn't help but chuckle a little bit at the end, because right as we were finishing, the door to his office swung open, and in walked one Andy Etchebarren, who is in town here for the next couple of days, and a couple of his buddies made their way in as well. And Mace had seen him out the window and knew he was on the way. I had no idea. It's probably good that we ended when we did. As Etch threw the door open, and the next 30 minutes would never be the same. But that is our Broadway Transmission Managers Report for the day. Getting set for baseball here. Revs will take the field here momentarily, and we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here on Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Well, the intro video cued as the Revs get set to take the field. This 9-game home winning streak beginning back on July the 15th. And looking to tie the all-time record of 10 in a row with one more victory here today. They won 10 straight home games back on August 19th through September 1st of 2011. The 9-game home winning streak is the league's 3rd longest this season. One more will tie the 2nd longest this year. Sugar Land had a 10-gamer. And the Revs also matching up with the Barnstormers and looking to land the first blow in this 4-game series and get within a game of first place. Revs have been red hot. They take the field here this afternoon to kick off this War of the Roses series showdown. Logan Williamson facing Nate Reed here in just a couple of moments. That's a wrap on our pregame this afternoon. We'll have the starting lineups and first pitch for game number 99 of the 2015 season. The Revs and the Barnstormers will have it for you coming up next.
You're running cross country. No one understands how they keep score. Your friends and family don't understand why you do it, but you understand how it makes you feel. So does Flying Feet. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes has been supplying running shoes and apparel to Central PA's best since 1975. Their staff is made up of runners and coaches who understand your pleasures and your pains. If it's running or cross-country related, Flying Feet knows about it. And with the area's best selection of running shoes, running spikes, and running apparel, there's no good reason to shop anywhere else. Worried about prices? Didn't you hear? Flying Feet is a specialty athletic store without specialty store prices. Come see their selection of the best running shoes and spikes for men, women, and children. No matter what your size, your width, or your ability level, Flying Feet has a full line of running apparel and accessories. So run, don't walk, and talk running with a staff who knows.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
Revolution!
Are you brave enough to come out for Daredevil Night, August 23rd? Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. Daredevil Night will feature a motorcycle riding a tightrope and Mad Chad, the chainsaw juggler. All aboard the Revolution Express.
Revolution!
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, this is Logan Williamson. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Big win today, big series this week between the Revs and the Barnstormers. Much hype. Fans have been talking about it for a while. It's a showdown here in early to mid-August. These two teams will only play 7 remaining games against one another, and it'll be all over before the end of the month. They will not meet in September, so a chance to make some standings ground one way or the other. And maybe the biggest opportunity to do that is before the end of this month. Logan Williamson going through his warm-ups. The lineup today for Lancaster, brought to you by Flying Feet. Zach Collier in center field will lead things off. Yusuke Kajimoto at second base is hitting second. Kent Mathis in left field will bat third. Mike McDade at first base is hitting cleanup. The new catcher that they've just added, Charlie Cutler, will do the catching and hit fifth. Brian Cavazos-Galvez is in left field, hitting sixth. Lance Zawadzki at shortstop will bat seventh. Hitting eighth and doing the DHing is Luke Hughes, the Australia native. And Anderson Feliz at third base will bat ninth. Again, it's Collier, Kajimoto, Mathis, McDade, Cutler, Galvez, Zawadzki, Hughes, and Feliz, the lineup for the Barnstormers. Brought to you by Flying Feet and facing Logan Williamson, who comes in today with a record of 5-8, but the ERA just .334 in 18 outings, 17 starts, 99 and 2/3 innings, 100 hits, opponents hitting .265, 39 walks, 54 strikeouts. Coming off a loss in Camden where he gave up 5 all in one inning, but 4 of those were unearned. In the start before that, 7 shutout at Southern Maryland. Zach Collier to lead off, and our Dasher Investment Services first pitch is bunted to third, pounds a bare hand pickup, and his throw forces Telvin Nash to leap off the bag, and Collier sprints through. He's safe with a bunt hit to start it. So the leadoff man is on. Our first pitch coming at 5:04, 86 degrees, our game time temp. And Collier, a bunt that he deadens right along the line at third. And Pounds did all he could, but with Collier's speed, getting through the bag as Nash had to leave the bag to jump up and catch it. Here's Kajimoto, who shows a bunt, and Williamson misses high. Now the Barnstormers giving the Revs a little dose of their own medicine with bunts here early on. The Revs may be the best team in the league at playing small ball and doing that. Here's the 1-0. Kajimoto bunts it hard toward third. Pounds will let it go foul, and he gloves it as it does. Kajimoto trying to sacrifice Collier along and play for an early 1 run. Barnstormers 18-10 coming in. The Revs 16-12 in the second half after both teams had, well, disappointing isn't strong enough of a word. First halves. Two playoff teams from last season. Lancaster, the reigning champs. Here's the stretch, the 1-1, and a swing and a grounder past the diving Pounds and into left. A base hit, and the Barnstormers with their first two on base. Pounds was in, anticipating a bunt, so that opened up some room on the left, and when he dove toward the hole, it was just out of his reach. Kajimoto takes advantage with the base hit. His last 6 games, he's hit .462. Both of these offenses red hot. And what the Revs have done of late has been off the charts, but Lancaster has been really clicking as well. Sun begins to shine brightly for the first time today. Here's Kent Mathis, who takes down and away for ball 1. Mathis, the 3-hole hitter, batting at .245, couple of home runs and 13 driven in. He was at AAA Nashville with the A's to begin the year, signed around mid-season. The pitch, it's in the dirt. Paniagua blocks it. Williamson behind 2-0. Mathis has driven in 7 in his last 9 games. When those two guys at the top get on base, just like with the York lineup, the guys in the middle can feast. The 2-0, and it's right over the plate, a called strike. Our plate ump today is Drew Hagland, excuse me. His friends call him Doug. Warren Nichols first base, Mike Williams the umpire at third. It's always exciting to see some new guys behind the plate. Here's the 2-1, and a changeup line to left, and that's in for a hit. And played on one hop by Boggs, who fires in. Kent Mathis with a hard line drive single right on the barrel, and Lancaster has them loaded with nobody out. We'll bring up Mike McDade, who's on a pretty good roll himself, switch-hitting cleanup man. Overall is at .282 with 3 homers, 16 driven in. Over his last 16 games, he's hit .323 with 2 of those 3 homers, 10 of the 16 RBIs. Williamson the stretch. First off, ring is swung on and missed on a high fastball. Both of these teams have completely remade their rosters. The Revs have used 55 players, so has Lancaster, and they say that they have another one on the way tomorrow. It's the 0-1, and a swing and a bounce foul into the front row just left of the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. Williamson in 4 starts against Lancaster this year, 2-0 with an .072 ERA. But in some early trouble, the 2-strike pitch just missed inside. Awfully close. Didn't look like he argued too viciously about it, but the fans wanted it. They want that first out badly as Williamson steps off. Now he's ready. The 1-2. Swing and a little nutter foul to the right. And rolling over to the York dugout. Williamson against Lancaster this year in 25 innings, 4 runs, 2 earned. And in 25 innings, just 15 hits given up coming in, but the first 3 with base hits to start today's game. This is his first home start since July 14th. The last 4 have all been on the road. Looking in, and has his sign from Paniagua. 1-2, and a fastball misses away at 89. Pretty good pop from the lefty, but now the count evened up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch, swung on, grounded to third. Pounds has it, throws to second. Mikey the turn, double play. They'll give up a run, but a big 2 outs. Lancaster, the first run of the day, 1-0, but it's a 5-4-3 double play, much needed for Logan Williamson. 2 down and a runner at third base. No RBI for McDade, who hit it sharply, but right at Pounds, and the fact that it was hit sharply allowed them to turn 2 on it. So 1-0, and if Williamson can work out of this, giving up only the 1, that's not a bad escape. Here's Charlie Cutler, left-hand hitting catcher. He's been named the K-Man. And the first pitch, a swing and a foul out of play, third base side. It's our first look at Cutler. He's got some AAA time. With Lancaster, he's hitting .229 in 10 games played. Has driven in 2. The wind and the pitch. And a slider called strike. Williamson jumps ahead of him. He's got a couple of bases open now, so he doesn't need to be so fine. As Cutler backs out for a moment. Williamson shakes off and ready. The wind, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Foul tip squeeze. And got him on the slider to end the inning. He works out of it, giving up only the 1 run. Lancaster had them loaded with no outs. They score just 1 on 3 hits and leave 1 at third. At the end of a half inning, it's the Barnstormers 1 and the Revs coming up.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, President of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
An invasive pest that's already killed millions of ash trees is bearing down on our communities. The emerald ash borer, or EAB, means certain death for every ash tree it infects. The good news is that you can protect your property's ash trees with help from Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Our EAB prevention methods are effective, environmentally safe, and less costly than removing your dead tree, which is the only alternative to prevention. Learn more at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Only 1 run out of that for Lancaster. The Revs come to bat in the bottom of the first inning. And York's lineup brought to you by Flying Feet. Jose Constanza will lead things off in center. Wilson Valdez, the shortstop, will hit second. Batting third and playing at third base is Brian Pounds. Brandon Boggs in left field is hitting cleanup. Andres Perez will DH and bat fifth. Jacob Calderon in right field will hit sixth. Talvin Nash, the first baseman, bats seventh. Hitting eighth and catching is Salvador Paniagua. And Mikey Reynolds at second base will bat ninth. It is the exact same lineup that produced the 15 runs last night. Again, Constanza, Valdez, Pounds, Boggs, Perez, Calderon, Nash, Paniagua, and Reynolds facing the lefty Nate Reed. He's 2-6 coming in, his ERA at 4.75. The converted reliever delivers. Constanza fakes a bunt, takes a strike. Feliz at third is way in on the grass. Now they know about Constanza. And the 0-1, it is over the inner half, a called strike. He looks back and looks down and ponders that call. hitting at .313. The 0-2, and he slaps a ground foul the other way. And down into the Lancaster bullpen. Revs are in their alternate gold jerseys for this Sunday game. Lancaster in their black jerseys. And Reed the wind, another 0-2. And a swing and a liner the other way in left center. Collier going back on it and runs it down. Carried deep in left center, and Zach Collier running it down for the first out. He didn't really get started back very quickly. Kind of drifted over and then realized he had to chase it a little bit deeper than he thought. But Collier, one of those speedsters that can glide after a ball, and got to it easily, even though it was hit a long way. One down, here's Wilson Valdez. And Reed with the pitch to him. It's taken down low. They had thought that they were losing Nate Reed to Lancaster, or to Mexico, about a month ago. And he was only inactive for about a day. Fell through as he paints the outside corner with a strike. 1-1 on Valdez, who's hitting at .259. For his last 10 games, .372. It's the 1-1, and that runs inside. 7 multi-hit games, his last 10, including one last night. We'll wind up the 2-1, and it just missed down and away. Good eye from Valdez. Nate Reed, in 24 outings, has made 9 starts. 60 2/3 innings, 66 hits, 66 strikeouts. Pitch here is chopped to third. One big hop to Feliz. He's got it and slings it across for out number 2. Barnstormers a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. And Brian pounds to the plate with 2 men down. Opponents hitting .280 against Reed. Right-handers hitting .304, lefties just .192. Here's Brian Pounds. And Reed winds and delivers. And it's over the outside part of the plate, a called strike. Looks like Reed doesn't lean back as much as he used to. And goes straight over the top. Got a little bit of that, but maybe not as pronounced, and he misses down and in, and Pounds somehow was able to stumble across the plate and avoid being hit in his feet. With a dangerous and wild miss from the Lancaster lefty, and Pounds fortunately still has his ankles. 1 ball, 1 strike. Comes in today, 7th in the league in hitting. Pitch, swing and a miss on a high fastball. He's driven in a run in 4 straight. Had an RBI hit last night. Every starter had a hit last night. And over the last 3 games, 26 of the 27 starters have a hit. There's the wind from Reed and the 1-2. That misses up high. Reed's last start, 5 innings, 4 runs, and no decision against Somerset. Lefty winds and deals, and it cuts inside. Pounds jumps back, a full count. Reed with that fastball at 90 miles an hour. He's got good stuff. And a 3-2. Swung on and fouled back. As Pounds stays alive. We had some dark cloud cover in the couple of hours leading up to game time, but the cloud cover is almost completely broken now. It is bright and sunny. Right around the time we got started. Another 3-2 and a ground ball to second base. This will roll to Kajimoto. Throws to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Nate Reed. Revs down in order in their first turn at the plate. We go to the second inning. Lancaster in front, 1-0.
Broadway transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man!
I know they helped me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
WellSpan has helped many professional, student, and recreational athletes stay at the top of their game. And they can do the same for you. Our winning team offers everything from concussion management and sports nutrition to physical therapy and more. For more information, call 877-482-5420 or visit wellspan.org/sportsmedicine.
For local sports on your smartphone, search WOIK at the App Store.
Nothing Lancaster. We head to the second inning. Pretty good escape, though, from Logan Williamson, who had bases loaded, no outs in the first and only gave up one. He will face Brian Cavazos-Galvez leading off the second and coming off a humongous series in Bridgeport. Williamson's first delivery is outside. Galvez in the series in Bridgeport, 10 for 18. With 3 home runs, 8 driven in, 3 doubles, and he swings and rips a grounder at short. Valdez has it up the middle. He'll step into the throw and fire it across to first. One away as Galvez is retired, and by the way, he basically did for Lancaster last night the same thing that Jacob Calderon did. He went 4 for 5 with 2 homers and drove in 6. Williamson gets him to begin the inning, and Lance Zawadzki will follow. Lefty against lefty. Zawadzki hitting at 261. First pitch is a fastball a little low. 13 home runs, 40 knocked in. He's really had a nice offensive year, especially of late, as Williamson gets an outside corner strike call and evens the count. Zawadzki had suffered an injury against York in mid to late June. As he swings here, lofts one deep down the line in right. Calderon hustling over, and in foul territory is where it lands before he could get there. Zawadzki got it off the end of the bat a little bit. Took aim at the line or the corner, but missed it foul. But Zawadzki, since coming off the DL July 5th, has hit 8 of his 13 homers, and he had a knee injury that at the time did not look good. Pitch to him is fouled off the other way. As Williamson went to a slider. The wind, the 1-2, and a foul back off the top of the netting. Lance, one of Lance's brothers, Grant Zawadzki with Southern Maryland, was here the last 4 days but did not get in a game. He's a backup infielder for the Blue Crabs. Played briefly in Lancaster with Lance. Pitch is inside. It's 2-2. Williamson winds and fires and misses high. The 2-2 slider ends up with a full count. Zawadzki hitting .306 since coming off the DL in early July. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 3-2 changeup is what gets him. And Williamson with his second strikeout of the day. 2 down here in the top of the second. And Luke Hughes, the hitter. Hughes DHing, hitting at .229 with 6 homers. First offering is just off the corner away. Williamson starting him with a change. 1-0, and a swing and a fly ball, towering fly in right. Calderon starting to back up, but he's got room. He started toward the line, then backed up a bit, but had room on a towering shot a couple of steps in front of the track. A 1-2-3 second inning. Hughes may have just missed, but Williamson gets him for the final out. We've played an inning and a half. Barnstormers in front, 1-0.
Maple Donuts knows that there comes a point in every kid's summer when the feeling of unfettered freedom begins to fold up faster than a picnic blanket at the first drop of an unexpected summer storm. Charlie and his Maple Donuts team understand that all too soon, lazy mornings on the sofa, splashing in the pool, and weeknight sleepovers will be replaced by bus stops, backpacks, and morning announcements. But Maple Donuts says there's a bright side to the first day of school, kids. Because when you stumble into the kitchen that first morning, chances are you'll be greeted by Mom, enjoying her cup of Maple Donuts' famous coffee and sitting next to a back-to-school tradition, a box of Maple Donuts. And somewhere buried in that box, hand-picked by Mom from Maple Donuts' 58 varieties, you may find that, yes, summer is over, but another school year may not be so bad after all. So for every kid coming to grips with going back to school, we say thanks, Mom. And thank you, Maple Donuts.
Maple Donuts taste right.
Joel's Painting and Contracting is a proud sponsor of the York Revolution. They are also a partner in the maintenance of Santander Stadium. Joel's Painting and Contracting is the highest-rated painting company in York and Lancaster County. Now is the time to call for great deals on all of your interior and exterior projects. A community partner with thousands of happy clients. Hit a home run of Joel's Painting and schedule an appointment today or give them a call at 717-471-4273. That's 717-471-4273 for Joel's Painting and Contracting.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
One nothing Lancaster. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Brandon Boggs to lead things off. One of several red-hot hitters in this lineup. And Boggs will bat from the right against the lefty Reed, whose first pitch of the inning is outside. Boggs over his last 10 games hitting .400 with 5 homers, 10 RBIs, 10 runs scored. Pitch. It's off the plate away, 2-0. It's hit safely in 7 straight, batting .448. 7-game streak. The 2-0. And a swing and a pop foul out of play to the first base side. Lands in the seats. Boggs scoring 3 runs last night. He doubled and also was on a walk and a hit by pitch. 2-1. And right down the middle, a called strike. Reed evens things up. Wind and the 2-2. Swung on and lined to left center. The Revs with their first hit of the day. Brandon Boggs with an 8-game hitting streak. On a rip into left center and a leadoff base runner for Andres Perez. On our Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care home run contest today, Celia World is our participant. Celia, good luck. The Revs player hits a home run. You win a prize pack courtesy of the Revs Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care and Sports Radio 1350. Here's Perez, who all he did against Southern Maryland was go 12 for 17. First pitch to him here is over the outer half, a called strike. His average raised from 254 to 275. Also hit safely in 8 straight, 531 in the 8-game streak. And a throw to first, Boggs back standing. Been a long time since we've seen numbers like that in one series. Be hard pressed to find one better ever. There's the 0-1, and it's swinging a bouncing ball to short. Charging up, Zawadzki tosses back to second. The turn to first won't be in time. Perez beats that. Zawadzki had to charge in and then toss it back to Kajimoto. And Perez hit it toward the end of the bat, which prevented Lancaster from turning 2. Now he'll take first on the fielder's choice. 1 on with 1 out. Jacob Calderon coming up. And just a huge, huge night last night. 2 bombs to right. Another one that almost went. And the first offering, swing and a foul tip off Cutler's mitt. Calderon now at 305 at the plate. He went 4 for 5 last night. His second 4-hit game in as many Saturday nights at home. Had one a couple of weeks ago. 2 homers, drove in 6. That'll last for time and back out. The most RBIs in a game by a Revs player since Andy Marte drove in 6 against Bridgeport in April of 2013. Here's the 0-1. And a fastball just missed. Down and away. Cutler held it there. Marte did his on 3 2-run singles in a doubleheader game against Bridgeport on a Sunday afternoon. It was opening weekend that year. The 1-1, swinging a ground ball, right side, diving play. Kajimoto to his feet. He throws him out. Up to second goes Perez with 2 down, and Kajimoto dives and takes a hit away from Calderon, who tried to find that hole. Kajimoto a little slow to his feet. Dove hard to his left and popped up and made the short throw. He's made many of those plays against York. That is not the first. Calderon didn't crush it, but tried to sneak it through that hole, and Kajimoto denied him. Here's Telvin Nash as Reed steps off. And now back on. Perez at second with 2 outs. Revs trying to at least tie it up, trailing 1-0. And the first pitch swung on, grounded to third base, right by the line. Feliz has it, throws it across, and that's the inning. 5 of the 6 outs, including each of the last 5 for Nate Reed, have come on ground balls. The Revs with a leadoff single, but unable to do anything with it. 1 runner left. We head to the third, still a 1-0 Lancaster lead.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Are you dreading the impending doom of planning your company or group holiday party this year? Are you looking for something new and fresh at built-in catering and event planning? Well, the York Revolution has the solution for you. Our White Rose Hall offers a unique event space for groups of up to 200 people and is available year-round. Your event at Santander Stadium can be customized to fit your needs and budget with full-service event planning, catering, and the unique allure of the ballpark setting. In addition to holiday parties, we can host any type of business or group function. For a facility tour or to book your space today, please call the Apple Chevrolet ticket office at 717-801-HITS or visit YorkRevolution.com.
York Sports on your mobile device or online at WOYK1350.com.
One nothing Lancaster. We head to the third inning. Paul Braverman settling in. Good evening, or whatever it is. Good afternoon, Paul.
I can't talk much right off the bat.
Yeah, what are you eating?
Finishing off some Mike and Ike here.
Okay. You ready for the big fantasy draft tonight, front office style?
Yeah, man. It's just not a good snack to also be on the radio with at the same time.
There's Anderson Feliz as Williamson misses outside to begin the inning. 9-1-2 due up for Lancaster as Paul finishes his Mike and Ike. The 1-0 and a swing and a foul back and out of play. It's rather early for our draft this year. I have no idea what's going on yet, but that is tonight after the game.
Just found out Dwayne Bowe plays for the Cleveland Browns today, so there's that.
It's a breaking ball away, 2 balls and a strike.
I feel like unless you cover the NFL for a living, I feel like nobody knows that.
On the 2-1, and a rip at third, right to Pounds. Plays it on a hop and fires across, 1 away. Feliz hit it hard, but right at him. And Williamson looking to settle in after that early beginning. Go to the top of the order, and Zach Collier, who started it with a first pitch bunt single and scored that first inning run, but could have been worse.
Well, it's always frustrating to get singled to death, you know. If you come out and a guy smacks a double off you, that's one thing, you know. That's just competition. But to give up 3 or 4 singles in a row is frustrating. But you know, he got a ground ball, and they gladly traded those 2 outs for a run.
First pitch here is down low. Collier coming in his last 20 games, hitting .354. His average entering play today, .318. He's been hot. Similar formula to what the Revs have had of late, as the pitch to him is cut on and missed. Get the guys going at the top and get on base, and all falls into place.
Lancaster's mid-season rebuild isn't quite as dramatic as York's, but they, like us, have a lot of new faces, especially so at the top and bottom of the order.
The 1-1. And a breaking ball just missed. Yeah, both teams have used a total of 55 players. The Revs, by comparison, last year used 45. Williamson lifts and delivers. And a swing and a foul tip right off Paniagua's shin guards. It's 2-2.
We really liked what Lancaster put together at the beginning of the year. You know, Henry Wrigley was a big bat with big league time that we thought was going to be a good get for them. That didn't really work out. Jerry Owens has basically been injured all year. Kevin Rivers has spent time on the disabled list. They haven't had Blake Gallon. You know, it's a coin flip whether he's going to be here or in Mexico. And now, you know, none of the above. He got picked up by the Angels.
And this one grounded to second base. Reynolds to his right, has to get rid of it. It's just in time. Collier can fly. And Reynolds shifting to his right, played it in front, and a quick release on to first. 2 down.
And the best hitter from both clubs last year are tearing up the Mexican League. Cole Garner's down there. He was Lancaster's biggest bat. Obviously, Justin Green. Probably not going to make an appearance for the Revs this year. But, man, if we're in a pennant race and that season in Mexico ends, that'd be a nice pickup to add him to this mix. But you assume he's going to take time off before winter ball. But who knows? You never know.
There's Yusuke Kanjimoto, who looks at a strike. Boy, the Revs may need like a 12-man lineup if they were able to get him. There's the 0-1, and that's high and away. Kanjimoto had drawn the infield in with the show of a bunt in the first inning and then chopped a single through, which helped create that rally. Been a tough out for the Revs all year. Pitch to him is taken a little low. change up from Williamson. Against York, Kajimoto has hit .294. Came in today overall at just .238. Williamson delivers, and it's in the dirt and bounces up and off Paniagua's glove. 2 outs, base is empty. It's a 1-0 Lancaster lead here in the third. 3-1 count. Williamson the pitch. Right on the outside corner, a called strike. And it's full. Wind, the kick, the payoff pitch, and a swing and a chopper toward the middle. Valdez cuts it off behind second, fires on the run and gets him. Wilson Valdez, the rangy play to his left, and gloved it behind second. By the time he threw it, he was well past second base. Another 1-2-3 inning for Logan Williamson. We go to the bottom half of the third, still 1-0 Lancaster.
Whether it's for sport, protection, or recreation, Spar Firearms is the best place to go for all of your firearm needs. With a large selection of new and used firearms, Spar carries an array of brands, as well as ammo and other accessories. Whether you're an avid collector, sharpshooting expert, hunter, or weekend enthusiast, Spar Firearms provides everything you need no matter your experience. For the best in convenience, selection, and customer service, visit Spar Firearms, 6108 Carlisle Pike in Mechanicsburg, and online at sparfirearms.com.
Turn is on.
The Rich Eisen Show.
He is unbelievable.
Rich Eisen.
Let's go to the phone lines. They are lit. Catherine in South Carolina, can I help you?
Yes, I am having emotional distress.
Don't.
I'm going to sue the Jones family.
Don't.
This is crazy. It's the most stupid, idiotic thing. The Jones are screwing this up. And I am sick. I've left work. I'm nauseous. He's strung us out on DeMarco.
Well, what about the idea that anybody could run behind that offensive line? Catherine, you don't buy that one?
DeMarco is family. He and Tony and Jason do everything together. He's family. I just started to be a Cowboys fan again, and happiness has just plunged to despair. What the Jones has done to my emotional state, they should be sued.
Don't go litigious on me here, okay?
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
One 1-0 Lancaster. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Salvador Paniagua, don't want to let his performance last night be overshadowed by what Calderon did. Paniagua with a huge night as well. 3 for 5 with a double, a homer, drove in 4. Pitch from Reed is a little low, a change-up. It wasn't just a home run, it should have.
Yeah, I mean, the one he hit off the ad wall, I mean, it was still going when it hit the ad wall, so how far would it have gone unimpeded?
Takes high here, 2-0.
I mean, he hit the thing about 380 feet, but it was still going up when it hit the wall.
On the wind-up, 2-0 pitch, and a swing and a chop to third, and again, on one big hop, Feliz has it, and a throw across to get Paniagua. 1 away, and Nate Reed with 6 of his 7 outs on the ground, including each of the last 6. We'll bring up Mikey Reynolds. The only exceptions have been Constanza's leadoff drive that was caught deep, and then Boggs, who singled. Now Mikey, a perfect night at the plate last night. 3 singles, hit by pitch, and a sac fly, 3 for 3 officially. And he looks at a strike. Comes in today, hitting at .333. And they're batting him 9th. Pretty good lineup. The 0-1. And that misses down and in. Mikey with multiple hits in 3 straight games. 7 for 12 the last 3. He's hitting .400 the last 13. There's the 1-1 pitch. That's down and away. A change up from Reed. 2 balls, 1 strike. On the lefty kicks and deals. And a swing and a ground ball slapped to second. Kajimoto with it. And a throw on to first for out number 2. On our WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report, Revs for the season without Ian Durham and Brad Bergeson with the Tommy Johns, Anthony LaRue the broken leg. It's your WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report here today. Well, we head to the top of the order, and Jose Constanza, who hit one just about to the track in left center in the first inning, but was caught. And the first offering, curveball from Reed, and it breaks outside. Well, that is the first time we've seen that pitch, so he held on to that until the second time through the order. The 1-0, another one, and this one does find the zone, a called strike. Gives the hitters a little something else to think about, and if you can get through the first time on just 2 pitches, you're set up pretty well. He deals and misses a little bit high with a fastball.
With as aggressive as York was at the plate in that romp over Southern Maryland, sweeping all 4 games, that's a risk to be too fastball heavy, the way the Revs are used to swinging early in counts right now. But he's made it work for him.
Misses low here, 3 balls and a strike. Constanza's hit safely in 5 straight, 11 for 22. On the wind, and the 3-1. And he missed high. And Constanza draws the walk. So a 2-out base runner. We'll see how long it takes before he tries to run. Yet to see Charlie Cutler behind the plate. As far as the running game, he has thrown out 3 of 9 attempting base stealers.
The Diamondbacks released a guy out of high A the other day whose name is Jose. We got to sign that guy. Somebody has to. I want to see Jose. I'm not kidding around. You can look it up. That's his name.
Here's Valdez. First pitch is a called strike, outer edge.
There was a utility infielder in the big leagues who played for the Yankees, Cardinals, and some other teams named Felix Jose.
He played for Lancaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just going to say that his parents had perhaps a lack of sense of humor in not naming him Jose, but not the other guy.
Here's a roller to short, Zawadzki with it, and flips to Kajimoto at the bag to end the inning. And that'll retire the side. The 2-out walk is all for the Revs in the 3rd. We head to the 4th here this evening. Paul will have the call. Revs trail the Barnstormers 1-0.
Payne doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
Are you getting pumped for another year of high school football? Well, all this month, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK lays it all out for you in the High School Football Spotlight. Presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Catch a preview every day in August on Sports Radio 1350 as we break down the teams and the players of the 2015 York Adams League. Or go to WOYK1350.com to access this year's complete lineup of high school football previews. Then, this fall, every Friday night, it's the High School Football Game of the Week. Presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine and only here on Sports Radio 1350.
We're everywhere. Listen on the go with the WOYK mobile apps. Download today at WOYK1350.com.
Revolution! Are you brave enough to come out for Daredevil Night, August 23rd? Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. Daredevil Night will feature a motorcycle riding a tightrope and Mad Chad, the chainsaw juggler. All aboard the Revolution Express. Revolution!
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
We go to the top of the fourth inning. It's a 1-0 Lancaster lead over the York Revolution. Winners of 9 consecutive home games. And the Revs trying to tie their longest home win streak ever, 10 games in the 2011 championship season in late August of that year. Kent Mathis, Mike McDade, Charlie Cutler, 3-4-5 in the Barnstormer lineup due here in the top of the fourth. And the Lancaster left fielder Mathis steps in and takes ball 1 outside. The righty singled but was part of a 5-4-3 double play off the bat of McDade in the first. Logan Williamson's 1-0 pitch misses downstairs, 2-0 the count. A run on 3 hits for the Barnstormers. 1 hit for the Revolution here in the top of the fourth. That was a Boggs leadoff single back in the second. 2-0 pitch is popped up to short. Valdez with a basket catch snares it on the fly, throws to first just in case, but Mathis is ruled out on what will go down as a pop-out, not a 4-3 ground-out, as Valdez got his glove underneath it. 1 up, 1 down here for Williamson in the fourth after he allowed 3 consecutive hits to begin the game. Bupkis since then. First 3 batters reached on singles, and Mike McDade then grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. He's at the plate now. He takes ball 1 away. So the righty got the run home with no RBI, and Williamson escaped a huge bases loaded, nobody out jam, but the 1-0 pitch lifted on a line into the right field gap, bounces off the track and gets all the way to the bottom of the wall. Calderon gets it back along the infield, but not before McDade cruises into second with a stand-up double and a 1-out base runner for Lancaster. Charlie Cutler, the catcher, 0 for 1, one of 2 Williamson strikeout victims. That's how the top of the first ended. So Cutler steps in with an RBI chance. It's the 4th Lancaster hit on the McDade double. A low liner to the right field gap off Williamson. Cutler bats left-handed. He steps in, Paniagua target away, and it's popped up foul. Down the left field line and into the crowd. 0-1 is the count after a long strike on Cutler, who joined Lancaster on July 24th. Rare that you can find a serviceable catcher midseason, but a good personnel move by Butch Hobson. He's a Cal Golden Bear, is Cutler, originally drafted in the 14th round by the Cardinals in 2008. 0-1 pitch missing inside. That'll even the count at a ball and a strike to Charlie Cutler, who came in today batting .229 with 2 RBI. And Cutler has thrown out 3 of the 9 base stealers against him so far for Lancaster. 1-1 pitch missing outside. Late break on a curveball that wound up off the plate from Williamson, and 2-1 is the count. And for Cutler, this is his 11th game behind the plate for Lancaster after signing with the club 2 weeks ago. It'll be a 2-1. Williamson from the stretch with a runner at second after the McDade double. Instead, he'll step off as he and Paniagua could not get together on a sign. They appear to be okay without a trip to the mound being necessary, but Cutler will step back in a 2-1 count. And here's the 2-1. Williamson fires high, 3-1 the count. We said Cutler came in hitting just .229 in 10 games for Lancaster, but he'll get in a groove with his new club eventually. Guys typically in the Atlantic League will mirror what their career numbers are when they're first here. And he has a career average of .306, and he's moved around a lot. Cardinals his draft team in 08, but he's also played in the minor leagues for the Pirates, Cubs, and Angels. A .306 career hitter, so a good hitting catcher, but the 3-1 pitch misses high, and Cutler draws a 1-out walk. So not a terrible thing here, as Williamson already got 1 double play ball back in the first. After the McDade double, he walks Cutler to set up a potential double play, but Brian Cavazos-Galvez, he of 15 home runs to lead the Barnstormers. Not exactly the guy you want up to get that ground ball, a guy who will hit it in the air, but he is 0 for 1 with a ground out to short to begin the second. And Williamson misses high and away, really struggling with his control at the moment. 1-0 is the count. 5 of the last 6 out of the strike zone for Williamson, and Paul Fletcher, sensing that an adjustment might need to be made, is going to come out and speak with his left-hander. Brian Cavazos-Galvez tops in the Lancaster lineup with 15 homers and 57 runs batted in, so Williamson cannot overcorrect here for his control problems and leave one belt high over the plate as a get-me-over strike, or this could be a 4-0 game very quickly. McDade doubled to the right field gap with 1 out, and then Charlie Cutler walked. So a bit of a jam here for Logan Williamson. The Barnstormers lead the Revolution 1-0 in the top of the 4th inning. Paul Braverman sitting in with you for 2 innings. Hashtag Darrell Henry dinner break. He'll be back in the top of the 6th. Cavazos-Galvez, the righty, steps back in. Williamson will again work from the stretch, the 1-0, and missing low with it. 2-0 the count. Brian Cavazos-Galvez trying to extend a hit streak to 5 games today. He has absolutely been on fire. Cavazos-Galvez is 10 for his last 19, including today, with 3 home runs in that time. 3 of his 15 on the season, so he is red hot. And now Williamson misses away once more, and it's a 3-0 count here with Lance Zawadski on deck. 2 on with 1 out. The lefty deals way outside, and he's walked back-to-back hitters, and the bases are loaded against Williamson for the second time today. Now, he had bases loaded after 3 singles and nobody out in the first. He got a double play ball, gave up a run on it, but gladly took that result and got out of the inning having allowed just 1. Now the bases are loaded with a double and a couple of walks with 1 out for Lance Zawadski, who he got swinging. 1 of 2 strikeouts today for Williamson back in the second. So Zawadski, the left-hander, will step in with a chance to perhaps blow this game open for Lancaster. 1-0 Barnstormers here in the 4th, but Logan Williamson in a major jam. The lefty deals, first pitch swinging, tipped foul back to the screen, off the handle. Jamming Zawadski inside, 0-1 is the count. Zawadski coming off a big 4-game series up in Bridgeport as Lancaster came here from Connecticut. He was 5 for 16 with a double and 3 RBI in the 4 games against the Bluefish. High and away, and the count is level at a ball and a strike to Lance Zawadski. Bases loaded, 1 out. Down 1-0 in the 4th are the Revs. Williamson trying to pitch himself out of this jam. He may have done it. Ground ball to second. Reynolds flips to Valdez at second. He's got the play, the force out there, but he had trouble on the transfer. But they've got the lead runner, McDade, off the bag at third, and he's going to be tagged out. So a grounder to second. A backhand flip from Reynolds to Valdez for the force at second. Valdez had trouble getting the ball out of his glove, had no chance to get the runner at first, Zawadski, so it's a fielder's choice for Zawadski, but in the confusion there, not seeing if Valdez had it, McDade too wide around third. Valdez throws over, and he's tagged out by Pound. So interesting flurry of activity, but it is a inning-ending double play with 1 out and the bases loaded. So we will go to the bottom of the 4th. After all of that, the run doesn't come home, and the Revs coming up on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Tennis used to be a very polite game. Today, tennis raises a racket.
Flying feet.
The style, the play, and the players are intense, athletic, and hard-charging. Flying Feet Sports Shoes welcomes the evolution of tennis and its battling players with a full line of specialty tennis shoes worthy of the new game. These aren't stand-around look-pretty shoes. These are co-conspirators for the court. Shoes that will endure opponent after opponent, match after match. Shoes that move when and how you move and stop at your command. Shoes that fit and feel good so your feet are ready and able to take that next set. Flying Feet's team includes Asics, New Balance, Wilson, and K-Swiss in widths that fit. And the Flying Feet staff is always on the sidelines ready to help with your selection. Tennis, it's a whole new game. Be prepared to play it well. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes, just off exit 18 of I-83, right behind Domino's in York.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, President of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
Follow York Sports on your Android. Search Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
All right, so last inning, McDade came in to score to make it 2-0 Lancaster, and caught around third was Charlie Cutler on an unusual double play that ends up as an RBI fielder's choice for Lance Zawadski. His 41st run batted into the season for the Lancaster shortstop. So 2-0 Barnstormers. Bottom of the fourth, Brian Pounds leads off, and Nate Reed starts him with a called strike, and then Pounds fists it the other way, fights it off for a leadoff single into right. So Brian Pounds, a professional piece of hitting, and the Revolution, for the second time today, have the leadoff man aboard, Brandon Boggs, who steps to the plate now, batting cleanup for York today. Led off the second with a single, but then was part of a fielder's choice from Andres Perez, who waits on deck. So Logan Williamson has been in 2 bases-loaded jams today with either none or one out, and he only allows a run in each. So all things considered, a nice job by Williamson. Fighting through a little bit of a control problem today, but he has kept the Revolution right in it. He's not a guy to get rattled out there. And it's 2-0 with Pounds at first here in the bottom of the fourth after a leadoff single. The Barnstormers out hitting the Revolution 4-2, but now a 1-0 offering from Nate Reed to Brandon Boggs, misses outside. 2-0 the count to the Revs left fielder. 3-way tie at the top of the home run column for York, Boggs, Perez, and Pounds. Each vying to be the first guy to hit double digits in the long ball column this year. Pounds digs back in at first, being held on there with Boggs at the plate. Takes low and in once more. 3-0 the count as a patient Brandon Boggs works way ahead. Mike McDade at first is holding Pounds to the bag. The lefty deal, swing and a drive, high and deep to the left field alley. It looks like it's playable on the warning track. It is. Coming over from center was Collier. Pounds tags, slides head first, safely into second. Big-time base running play by Brian Pounds to get into scoring position. Boggs just missed it, high and deep to that friendly left field alley where we've seen so many home run balls exit in 9 seasons here at Santander Stadium. Collier came in from center and called off Matheson left, but Pounds saw that it would be deep enough to tag even from first, and Collier's throw to the second baseman, Kajimoto, not in time. So 2-0 Barnstormers. Pounds at second with 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth, and the red-hot Andres Perez steps in, stranded at second after a fielder's choice 2 innings ago. Spinning off the rubber is Nate Reed to look Pounds back to the bag, but nobody close to him, keeping him on there. So Perez 0 for 1 today, but coming off a series against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs where he went 12 for 17. He was 7 for his first 8 in that series and 10 for his first 12. 2 for 5 yesterday to go 12 for 17. He raised his batting average over 4 days from 254 to 275. Just absurd. A guy could raise his average 21 points in just 4 games. And the home run he hit in the series in the opener on Wednesday was his 45th, tying him with Scott Grimes for second on the all-time Revolution home run list. The 1-0 pitch lifted the other way by Perez into right field. Cavazos Galvez is there. Pounds tagging again, and he'll get to third standing up. So Perez flies out, but does move Pounds to third with one out now. So a leadoff single for Brian Pounds off the handle, fighting it off the other way. And on a Boggs fly out to center and a Perez fly out to right, he does get to third. And now Jacob Calderon with a ground out to second in the second will step in. The lefty will try to come up with a big hit here with 2 outs to cut the Lancaster lead in half. Stormers out hitting the Revs 4-2, but just a 2-0 advantage here in the bottom of the fourth. Reed deals, and Calderon, first pitch swinging, a chopper to first. McDade back on his heels, fields it, flips to Reed, who covers, and that is the inning. So the Revolution, on a couple of nice hustle plays from Brian Pounds after a leadoff knock, threatened but ultimately come up with another 0. We go to the fifth. It's 2-0 Barnstormers on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
An invasive pest that's already killed millions of ash trees is bearing down on our communities. The emerald ash borer, or EAB, means certain death for every ash tree it infects. The good news is that you can protect your property's ash trees with help from Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Our EAB prevention methods are effective, environmentally safe, and less costly than removing your dead tree, which is the only alternative to prevention. Learn more at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Are you dreading the impending doom of planning your company or group holiday party this year? Are you looking for something new and fresh of built-in catering and event planning? Well, the York Revolution has the solution for you. Our White Rose Hall offers a unique event space for groups of up to 200 people and is available year-round. Your event at Santander Stadium can be customized to fit your needs and budget with full-service event planning, catering, and the unique allure of the ballpark setting. In addition to holiday parties, we can host any type of business or group function. For a facility tour or to book your space today, please call the Apple Chevrolet ticket office at 717-801-HITS or visit YorkRevolution.com.
Get into the ball game with great savings and great weekly specials at all your favorite neighborhood family markets. Use your gold card every time you shop and you'll automatically receive your savings and rewards. And you'll get incredible deals on the new Best Yet brand products at Nell's, Saubles, Wetzel's, Chris's New Oxford, and Stauffer's Downingtown markets. So get into the game with some great savings at all your favorite neighborhood family markets. Always a hit and always a great catch.
There's only one place for local high school sports. Sports Radio 1350.
Top of the fifth inning, Logan Williamson back to work for the Revs. It's a 2-0 Lancaster lead. Luke Hughes, Anderson Feliz, and Zach Collier, 8-9 and leadoff in the Barnstormer order as we round out the Lancaster order for the second time tonight here in the fifth. So Luke Hughes is the designated hitter today for Lancaster. 0 for 1, flew out to Calderon in right field in the second. The righty steps in, and we're off and running in the fifth. Williamson high and away, misses for ball 1. Good note on Luke Hughes here. Big leagues with the Minnesota Twins, and a couple of years ago when he made his big league debut with Minnesota, in his first major league at bat, he homered off then Detroit Tigers pitcher Max Scherzer, who obviously has dazzled this summer with his new club, first year in Washington. So what a memory, accomplishment, footnote, any number of ways to describe a highlight of Luke Hughes' career, the highlight so far, I'm sure. Making his big league debut in his first at-bat, homering off Max Scherzer. 2-0 pitch is lined foul out of play, first base side, and Hughes steps back in and swing and a drive. This one is deep, way back over the big wall in left field. If it's fair, that's the only question. It's gone. A mammoth shot for Luke Hughes out to left, and it's 3-0 Lancaster on his 7th home run of the season and his 23rd RBI. So Williamson hung one, and Hughes didn't miss it. And that's the first home run of today's ball game. And the Barnstormers on top with a run in the first, fourth, and now the fifth. 28 games into the second half. The Barnstormers lead the Revolution by 2 games in the Freedom Division with 42 to play, so a crucial head-to-head series here. 4 games here in York and 3 more to come in Lancaster at the end of this month. Williamson misses low with one and away with another to Anderson Feliz. 0 for 1 with a ground out to third in the third. And a called strike on the inside corner to Feliz. 2-1 is the count. So Luke Hughes with the monster shot, yanking it out to left field. And now the 2-1 pitch lined into center by Feliz, and he's on with a base hit. The Barnstormers got Hughes from the Mets organization. He was last with New York at AAA Las Vegas, a native of Perth, Australia. And for a guy from the land down under, that ball was way over the big wall and left. There was no doubt that it would leave. It was just a case of whether it would curve foul, juxtaposed to that short foul pole on the top of the arch nemesis, but it was clearly a home run. So still nobody out here, and Anderson Feliz at first after his single right on time back up the middle. Lancaster leadoff man Zach Collier steps in, the lefty first pitch swinging, lines it low past the outstretched glove of Telvin Nash at first. Hard hit ball into right for a single, and Collier is aboard, moving from first to third on the play without a throw is Anderson Feliz. So now Logan Williamson, who has gotten out of bases loaded jams, allowing just a run in the first and fourth, struggling here in the fifth. Hughes with the leadoff homer, Feliz and Collier with back-to-back singles, still nobody out. Runners on the corners for the Barnstormers, who have, with 3 consecutive hits to begin the fifth, they also had 3 straight hits to begin the first, are now out hitting York 7-2. Yusuke Kajimoto, a single and a ground out to short, is 1 for 2. The righty steps in, Williamson back to work, first pitch swinging high and deep to left. This will be a wall ball. Deflects off the wall, trotting home to score is Feliz. They'll hold him to a Santander single, as played well off the wall by Boggs to get it back along the infield. But Feliz scores without a problem from third on a long Fenway single, if you will, off the arch nemesis and left. Kajimoto's 2 for 3. That's his 25th RBI of the season. Moving from first to third is Collier after his single, and a homer and 3 straight singles. Begin what is a 2-run fifth now already for the Barnstormers. They lead it 4-0, and still nobody out, and still no warm-up activity right now in the Revs bullpen, so Williamson is going to power through this. Kent Mathis, a single and a pop-out. He's 1 for 2, the Stormer left fielder, and righty takes a called strike on the outer half. 0-1 is the count. Kajimoto at first after an RBI single. Collier at third. Kajimoto a good runner. He'll be held on by Nash. They'll want to keep him close to the bag. Of course, Williamson a lefty with a good pickoff move, but he's just focusing on throwing strikes now, but he misses low and inside. 1-1 the count to Mathis. So the Revolution, who scored 39 runs in 4 games with 64 hits, and the 4-game sweep of the Blue Crabs, getting a season-high 18 hits twice in 17. That's baseball. It can turn on a dime, and the Barnstormers came in with the big bats today to try to cool off the red-hot Revs. Out hitting York 8-2 now. 1 in the first, fourth, and 2 in the fifth here for the Stormers. 1-1 pitch. Hammered into the ground by Mathis, and the count is 1-2. Logan Williamson in search of his 3rd strikeout of the day. Paniagua sets up outside, and the breaking ball misses away. 2-2 the count to Mathis. Formerly in the Rockies and Oakland A's system, and Mathis began this season in AAA Nashville. Their first year as an Oakland affiliate, the Nashville Sounds, playing in a brand new ballpark in Nashville, Tennessee. Ground ball to short, fielded cleanly by Valdez. He gets the force at second, 6-4 to get Kajimoto after his RBI single for the second out, but Mathis beats the relay and is safe at first. It's an RBI fielder's choice. So RBI fielder's choice scores Zach Collier, and the Barnstormers take a 5-0 lead over the Revs. So 5-0 Stormers here with Mike McDade standing in now. 1 for 2 with a double and a run. That was back in the fourth. Logan Williamson's first offering. Missing low and inside. Shorted it, and it's a wild pitch. Kent Mathis will move to second on the miscue. Now he's in scoring position. Still just one out, this Mathis fielder's choice. The first out of the ball game, or of the inning, excuse me, and it still drove in a run. McDade is the 6th batter of the inning for Lancaster. Here's the 1-0. Paniagua target inside, swing and a miss. Jam the big guy inside, waist high, and the count is 1-1. With Mathis at second now, and to save the bullpen a little bit, Williamson had to give him at least 5 today, and still no warm-up activity. He's going to go at least 5, unless he runs into more major trouble here, but 1 on and 1 out here, and the 1-1 pitch fouled off behind Paniagua on the ground. And the count is 1-2. Williamson looking for his first strikeout since the second inning. It'll be a 1-2. Williamson fires. Paniagua sets up outside, and it's grounded foul third base side. Mike McDade, another mid-season addition for the Barnstormers. He joined them June 26th, and he comes in batting .282 with 3 homers and 16 RBI. He began this year not far away from York or Lancaster. He was with the Orioles at AA Bowie. It'll be a 1-2. Williamson fires. Swing and a pop-up foul. First base side out of play. The runner was moving on the play. Hit and run was on. Mathis in motion, but he'll trot back to second. And McDade also had a good series in Bridgeport, 5 for 17 over the 4 games with 3 RBI. 1-2 pitch, grounded toward the Revolution dugout, first base side off the screen, and we'll do it for a third time at 1-2 to McDade. Cleanup batter for Lancaster. The big righty has Kent Mathis at second after his RBI fielder's choice. Tough inning for Logan Williamson. 3 runs already home here in the 5th, allowed 1 in the 4th, and it's 5-0 Lancaster. 1-2 off the offering on the way. Chopper bouncing down the line at third. And we'll do it a fourth time at 1-2. 80th pitch of the game on the chopper foul by Mike McDade, and we're through 4 1/3 with Williamson today. So it's not a fatigue thing. It's just been tough for Williamson to locate today, and perhaps an overcorrection and throwing too many strikes, getting too much of the plate to try to get ahead in counts. And Lancaster has hit the ball often today with 8 base hits already, and a 1-2 pitch, dribbled foul toward the Barnstormer dugout once more. And Mike McDade, refusing to go down here, is really making Logan Williamson work for what may be his 3rd strikeout of the day, but he really just needs to get the momentum back in his favor now. Paniagua target outside, and Williamson gets a swing and a miss from McDade, chasing it low and away. So Paniagua sets up outside. Williamson does a good job of spotting that one up. It's his 3rd punch out of the afternoon. Runner at second, 2 outs for Charlie Cutler. A strikeout and a walk today for Cutler, who bats left-handed. 5-0 Barnstormers here with 2 gone in the top of the 5th. Revolution, they could use one of those patented 15 unanswered runs like they had last night. Fell behind 2-0 in the first, and that would be all for the Revs. Scored a couple touchdowns and went for 2 on the second one, and took it 15-2 to complete the sweep of the Blue Crabs. So the way this offense is swinging the bat, big innings like that, you never know when one might come to the surface, but York's going to need an effort like that today as Charlie Cutler Takes ball one low from Williamson. Nash, Paniagua, Reynolds due up in the bottom of the fifth for York. Called strike, pumped in by Williamson. 1-1 the count to Cutler. Runner at second, 2 outs, and a 5-0 Barnstormer advantage. Here as we are halfway home this afternoon at Santander Stadium. Revs looking to tie their franchise record. They've won 9 in a row at home, looking for 10. But if they do it, they'll have to do it in comeback fashion. Here today, 2-1 pitch misses low, and it's 3-1. Excuse me, 1-1 pitch. It's a 2-1 offering coming up to Cutler. And in the 4-game sweep against Southern Maryland, the Revolution came from behind twice. Yesterday didn't feel like it, but technically a come-from-behind win. Falling behind 2-0 early and winning 15-2. But the real gritty victory was the series opener Wednesday night against Southern Maryland when the Revs were down 4-0 and down 5-4 on separate occasions in that game, but won at 6-5 over the Crabs. Now it's 3-1 as Williamson misses low. Cutler stands back in, and the lefty deals, swinging a grounder. Nash fields it. This will be the half inning. Side retired as he'll jog to first on his own. So Cutler 0 for 2 with a walk today, but the Barnstormers send 7 batters to the plate in the fifth and score thrice. Bottom of the fifth coming up on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Barnstormers lead it 5-0 over the Revs.
Is your home team stuck in the doldrums of summer? Does your family wake up calling every day a boring day? Well, step up to the plate and pull them out of that slump by calling in the big hitter. Here's the game plan. Wake up early before anyone else, sneak out of the house, and run down to the nearest Maple Donuts, where Charlie and his team are busy loading up the bases with 58 varieties of freshly made Maple Donut All-Stars. And what a lineup! Oh, so sweet glazed Maple Donuts. Sprinkles, always a fan favorite, both chocolate and vanilla. Jelly-filled, cream-filled, chocolate peanut covered, even peanut butter devil's food. Then round the corner and head for home with your big Baker's Dozen box of freshly picked winners. Your family will roll out of bed, stumble down the stairs, walk into a kitchen filled with that irresistible smell, and cheer you as they start their day the Maple Donuts way. So step up to the plate and bring them home, Slugger. Maple Donuts, the perfect game plan for the perfect summer breakfast surprise.
Maple Donuts taste right.
Hey, sports fans, great news. Now you can listen to Sports Radio 1350 anywhere with the new WOYK mobile apps. Stranded in Siberia? No problem. Kidnapped by wolves? It's not as bad as you may think. Wherever you are, WOYK is with you on the brand new mobile apps. York's only local sports station just went mobile and global. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the third inning, Lancaster leading York 5-0, out hitting the Revs 8-2 this afternoon, stopping, at least for the time being, a torrid assault on visiting pitching by the Revolution. The Blue Crabs swept York in 4 earlier this season in May here at Santander Stadium, but the Revolution over last week and the first part of this weekend returning the favor. But the Barnstormers coming in 18-10, playing a lot better baseball than the Crabs in the second half, who left here 11-17. As this is the 99th game of both seasons here today for York and Lancaster. 100 tomorrow and 40 to go after tomorrow night as we get into the home stretch. Telvin Nash to lead off the home half of the fifth. Paul Braverman, thanks for joining me here in the middle innings. Darrell Henry returns in the top of the sixth. Ball one low and inside to the Revs first baseman, grounded to third to end the second inning. The lefty Nate Reed back to work with the 1-0 offering. Low and away, 2-0 the count. And Telvin Nash, for a power guy, a guy that you live with the strikeouts because he's got the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark every at-bat. He has walked quite a bit lately, on base with a walk each of the last 2 nights against Southern Maryland. 2-0 pitch, missing low and away, 3-0 the count to Nash, looking for a walk in a third straight game. Yesterday, 1 for 2, walked 3 times, but also doubled and scored twice in the 15-2 assault of the Blue Crabs. Get me over strike by Nate Reed, and here's the 3-1 offering. Another strike as Nash takes twice, and the count quickly full. 3-2 the count to Nash. Nash in his last 14 games, 12 walks and just 19 strikeouts. That's pretty good numbers in the on-base department for a guy who goes up there knowing that he has the power to hit the ball out of the ballpark against just about any pitcher. And he's really made nice adjustments because he did not have any walks, and he struck out 18 times in his first 13 games with the Revs. And in his last 14 games, 12 walks and 19 strikeouts, make it 13 walks in his last 15 games as Nash got out ahead 3-0, took 3 pitches, and walks on a full count. So let's see if the Revolution can do some damage here and chip away at this 5-0 Lancaster lead. They have the leadoff man on for the 3rd time in 5 innings today. Salvador Paniagua steps in. Revs catcher 0 for 1, grounded to third in the 3rd. The righty steps in, Nash being held on by his counterpart McDade at first, but not a running threat. Swing and a miss as Paniagua chases outside. And the count is 0-1. Paniagua swinging a hot bat, 3 for 5 yesterday with a double, a home run, 4 RBI, and 2 runs scored for Salvador in the 13-run victory. 0-1 pitch, grounded foul, third base side. 0-2 the count. In the Blue Crab series, Paniagua in 3 games played out of the 4, 6 for 9, 2 doubles, a homer, 5 RBI, and 3 runs. So Salvador Paniagua raised his average 23 points in the Southern Maryland series. And Andres Perez raised his 21. Ground ball to second, could be 2. 4-6-3 double play. Kajimoto, Zawadzki at short, back to McDade at first. And Talvin Nash's leadoff walk is erased. So Paniagua 0 for 2 with a couple of grounders today. He's temporarily cooled off. Bases empty, 2 outs for Mikey Reynolds as we round out the Revolution order for the 2nd time this evening. 0 for 1 is Reynolds with a grounder to second. That was in the 3rd inning. Mikey on a good stirrup game today. He likes to wear the traditional stirrups with the knee-high socks when we wear the horizontal stripes, the yellow and blues on Sunday. So Mikey has his fashion game working, but the 0-1 pitch is grounded to short. Reynolds makes every play interesting with his speed, but fielded by Zawadzki cleanly in a strike to McDade at first for a 6-3 ground out. So the Revs go quietly in the 5th. It's 5-0 Barnstormers. Darrell Henry returns for the top of the 6th when we return on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Broadway transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man.
I know they help me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA-approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Revolution! Woo! The Cowboy Monkeys are back at Santander Stadium, August 11th. Revolution Baseball is better than ever. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. The world-famous Cowboy Monkey Rodeo is back August 11th, performing between innings and post-game. Get your tickets at YorkRevolution.com. Revolution!
On air, online, and on your smartphone. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the sixth, that is a 5-0 Lancaster lead. Brian Cavazos Galvez to lead things off. Logan Williamson staying on. His first pitch is up a little bit. 1 ball and no strikes. Williamson at 87 pitches beginning the inning. The 1-0, and that misses outside. 2-0 to Galvez, who's grounded out to short and walked. 2-0 pitch, and a swing and a foul tip behind home plate. Revs have been held to just 2 hits by Lancaster lefty Nate Reed through 5 innings. There's the 2-1, and a swing and a ball beaten foul, and Galvez goes down in a heap right away. Hit it off the instep of his front foot. He'll get up and hobble it off. And a 2-2 count. I'll give him some time. New set of baseballs delivered to home plate. Take a look at our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard this inning. It seems strange to not have a Lancaster game to check since they're here. There's the 2-2. And a swing and a pop up at second base. Mikey Reynolds drifting under it, moving to his left, and makes the catch. Well, 1 away here in the top of the 6th. Earlier today, Bridgeport, a 5-4 win at Southern Maryland in 11 innings. And the Blue Crabs have now dropped their 6th straight. Bridgeport now 18-11, a 1-game lead entering the day over Somerset for first. Here's Lance Zawadski, who looks at a curveball for a strike. Somerset in the bottom of the 5th, hosting Sugarland and leading 5-0. It's the 0-1, and a breaking ball a little high. So they're trying to stay within 1 game of first. Although for the Patriots, it really does not matter. They're already in the postseason. Pitch to Zawadski, a swing and a miss. He chased a slider in the dirt. Sugarland trailing in that game, and they and Southern Maryland both 7 back entering the day. Here's a tapper foul over by the York dugout. For Southern Maryland, not a big deal. They won the first half. For Sugarland, a very big deal. And if they lose and Lancaster wins, they'll be 8 back. Pitch, that misses up high, 2-2. Bottom of the 5th on the island, Long Island leading Camden 1-0. Ducks have won 3 straight. It's your York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. The 2-2, and it misses down and away, a full count. Williamson, the windup, the payoff pitch, and a swing and a high fly ball to right. Calderon moving toward the corner on this one, out of room, and it's gone. Another home run, a towering shot that just got over on the short porch in right. It caromed off a chair and back into right field, but it cleared. And Zawadski with his 14th of the year, Lancaster with their 2nd of the game. And it's now a 6-0 Barnstormers lead. A towering fly ball that in a couple of parks would be an out. This one not one of those. Lancaster certainly not one of those. And Zawadski with his 9th since early July. Here's a ground ball to third from Luke Hughes. Pounds fields, throws it across, and that's out number 2. Hughes, who homered last inning, grounds out. Happened to notice that he's got a little habit, Hughes does, when he hits a home run after he crosses home plate. he kisses his bicep. I don't know if he does that after groundouts. Here's Anderson Feliz, who rolls one to short. Valdez is there and throws it across, and that's the inning. So 2 outs on 2 pitches for Williamson after the home run, but Zawadzki makes it a 3rd straight inning with a run for Lancaster and a 2nd home run on the day for the Barnstormers. 6-0 they lead it as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Savory's Funnel Cakes have brought their delicious funnel cakes from the York Fair to Santander Stadium. Be sure to visit their stand on the third base concourse near the hop corner, as they offer both regular and pumpkin funnel cakes. Also, be sure to check out Savory's Funnel Cake Eating Challenge played between innings during York Revolution home games. They also offer event catering. Give Savory's a call at 717-271-3485. That's 717-271-3485. Savory's Funnel Cakes, York's delicious delicacy for all to enjoy.
The radio home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Six nothing. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Lancaster, the big lead. They've piled up some runs in the middle innings after leading 1-0 through 3. Well, the Revs at the top of the order here in the bottom of the 6th, trying to make their way back. Jose Constanza will lead off. He is lined out to deep left center and walked. And Reed's first pitch of the inning, a curveball, and it snaps in for a strike. A big buckler from the lefty. Constanza was shaking his head, maybe thought it was low. It's the 0-1, and is swinging a bouncing ball right side. Kajimoto cuts it off to his left and makes the throw on to first. One away, and a lot of ground balls from Reed today, to say the least. That's his 12th. 13th, actually. 13th out on the ground, including a double play last inning. Bring up Wilson Valdez, who's hit it on the ground twice. And Reed to the plate. Change up, it's down low. We understand that for much of the season, Reed's been kind of a go for the strikeout type guy, but today just pitching to contact. A fastball and a strike called on the outer edge. 1 ball and 1 strike. Time asked for as Valdez backs out. Barnstormers 6 runs on 9 hits. The Revs have been held scoreless with just 2 hits. 1-1, and a swing and a grounder foul the other way. Down into the York bullpen. Tomorrow night, Matt Neal against Chad Beck, who will be called into spot starting duty. Shunsuke Watanabe has been banged up. 1-2, and a changeup down low. Tuesday's game, Rami Lewis against Brian Morgado, who will start against his former team. 2-2, And that's inside, a full count. Wednesday night, the Revs have yet to name their starter. Madison Bohr will go for Lancaster. Just made his debut recently. The 3-2. And a called third strike. Fastball down and away. Valdez turns and has words for Drew Hagland. He had to sidestep Charlie Cutler to get to the plate ump, who stands there and listens. And that's out number 2. First time that we've seen Hagland, and he didn't pour gas on the situation there and get nasty back. He listened to Valdez, but looking at the replay, borderline low. And Reed with his first strikeout all day. Here's Brian Pounds. And he takes in the dirt, and it bounced up and hit the plate ump in the face mask. Reed coming into this game had struck out 66 in 60 2/3 innings. That's his first all day. He deals and misses down and away, 2-0. A lot of that time had been in relief. Entering play today, he had actually struggled of late. His last 9 starts, 1-5 with an ERA over 5. And he misses low and outside, 3-0. One start against York previously, 6 runs in 6 innings, including a grand slam by Eric Patterson. And a fastball just missed. Pounds had to wait and look back to be sure, but he'll take his base. Third walk issued by Reed. That was just low. And a 2-out base runner for Brandon Boggs. Lancaster has had success despite their starters posting an ERA over 8 the last time through the rotation. Pitch to Boggs is in for a strike, a fastball. Their offense is heated up, as has York's, but the Revs have been quieted today thus far. The 0-1, and a curveball bounced foul down at first base. The walk to Pounds is 43rd of the year. He entered the day tied for 3rd in the league with Eric Patterson and also Aaron Eggleston of Somerset, 3 off the league lead. Boggs 1 for 2 as one of the Revs' 2 hits. A deep fly out his other at bat. The 0-2, and that's upstairs. On the stretch, and the 1-2. That misses down and away, a changeup in the dirt. Reed last year was in the Red Sox system. 2 years ago, he was in Lancaster as a reliever. 6-5 with an ERA of 2.87. He was 133 through his first 38 relief appearances. Time asked for after a long hold from Reed. Began his career in the Mariners system in 2010. Native of Reading, began his college career at Pitt and then transferred to Kutztown. A little cat and mouse game between who's ready and who's not. Now Boggs back in, Reed's set, he deals, and a swing and a miss. Got him with a slider down and in. Hadn't struck out any until the last 2 outs. A pair of strikeouts this inning. He gives up just a 2-out walk. And Nate Reed has calmed the beast today that has been the Revs' offense of late. No runs through 6 against the lefty. We head to the 7th inning. Lancaster in front, 6-0.
Payne doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
Are you getting pumped for another year of high school football? Well, all this month, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK lays it all out for you in the High School Football Spotlight. Presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Catch a preview every day in August on Sports Radio 1350 as we break down the teams and the players of the 2015 York Adams League. Or go to WOYK1350.com to access this year's complete lineup of high school football previews. Then, this fall, every Friday night, it's the High School Football Game of the Week. Presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine and only here on Sports Radio 1350.
Waking up with the Zabe.
The Steve Zabin Show.
And I know I can already hear you screaming at your radio. You don't even have a real job, Zabin. You just sit in front of the microphone and flap your cake hole around. I understand that. I'm not upset to be back today. I need to get back. I need to get back on the horse and get back riding again. I'm just saying it's going to take me a segment or two to get up to speed. Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head of the seventh inning, it's a 6-0 Lancaster lead. Revs go to the bullpen as Luis Perdomo comes on. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Logan Williamson goes 6, 9 hits, 6 runs. Struck out 3 and walked 2. And Zach Collier to lead off at the top of the order as Perdomo delivers a strike. Williamson 103 pitches, 58 for strikes. Collier 2 for 3, a bunt hit to start the game. 2 runs scored. The 0-1, and a swing and a miss. Perdomo in his 8th appearance with York, 5 1/3 innings, 2 runs, 3.38 ERA in limited time. 3 ground out, 1-2-3-8 last night. The 0-2, and a swing and a miss. He struck him out like a change-up away, and 1 down to start the 7th. Now, tomorrow night, big night here at the stadium. It's National Night Out. Tickets are on sale, YorkRevolution.com, 717-801-HITS, and at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office. Another great giveaway item tomorrow night is Yusuke Kajimoto. First pitch is swung on and popped up. Valdez heading out from short into shallow left and squeezes it. 2 down quickly. Tomorrow, the evening presented by UPMC for You Incorporated. And Chip, brought to you by UPMC for Kids, presenting a youth t-shirt giveaway to the first 1,000 kids through the gates tomorrow night. Also, it's Mystery Night as we find out who kidnapped downtown. Hopefully. Here's Kent Mathis, and then we'll work on kidnapping Silo as Perdomo misses down low. Mathis 1 for 3 tonight, or today, whatever it is. RBI fielder's choice in the 5th. The 1-0, and a swing and a miss on a fastball. Also Tuesday night, don't forget Cowboy Monkey Rodeo. And a giveaway that night as well. First 1,500 fans get a keychain giveaway presented by the Lube Center on Tuesday night. Perdomo the pitch, and he missed down in the dirt. He gets it up over 90. That one was at 90. The 2-1, And a line drive foul down the left field side. Right through the Lancaster bullpen. I guess the one real difference between York and Lancaster lately that has the Revs 2 behind is York's had a couple of 3 and 4 road trips. The Barnstormers have gone 8 and 5 on the road since the All-Star break after a dreadful road record in the first half. 9 and 27. Pitch and a check swing, foul tip back into the netting. Barnstormers a split in Bridgeport. Here's a slider that tails low and a full count. They split their 4-game series there, but they've won 12 of their last 15. And the Revs have won 10 of their last 14 overall. Payoff pitch, and it misses in the dirt. So Mathis a 2-out walk. And Mike McDade to the plate. McDade 1 for 3, doubled and scored in the 4th. First pitch, swung on and hit on the ground at second on one hop. Mikey there, he'll flip it over to Valdez to end the inning. He'll toss it out to Constanza running in from center for some reason. No runs, no hits, 1 runner left. 7th inning stretch here this evening. Barnstormers leading this series opener 6-0.
Nobody can turn your backyard into a backyard paradise better than Paradise Landscaping and Hardscaping. The outdoor pros at Paradise offer full outdoor maintenance, landscaping, hardscape design and installation. And when it comes to fall planting, mulching, and cleaning up fallen leaves, nobody can turn your backyard into a backyard.
Well, I knew it. A problem with our machinery yet again, as it fails to play the commercial and then plays it twice. So we'll come back here between innings. Head to the bottom of the 7th, 6-0 Lancaster. Vonnie Grimes performing Take Me Out to the Ball Game on the harmonica. And Nate Reed will stay in the game through 6 innings. He's given up just 2 hits. And we'll face Perez, Calderon, and Nash here in the bottom of the 7th. Revs trying to get something going offensively after the dynamite performances of previous games. They came into this one over the last 5 games batting .408 as a team. The Atlantic League stats, they provides a bunch of splits. One of those is last 10 games, last 5 games. I don't know if I've ever seen a team over 400 in a last 5 page, but the Revs at .408 the last 5 entering today, but they've been kept off balance all afternoon by Reed. And Andres Perez will lead things off. 0 for 2 today, a ground ball fielder's choice and a fly out. And Reed set to go. His first offering is down low, a changeup. Reed has stayed out of the middle of the plate all day. He's kept it down. Next one is down but away. And now 2 balls and no strikes. He had leadoff runners in the 2nd, 4th, and 5th, but was able to escape. It was a fastball for a strike, 2-1. Couple of leadoff singles and a walk, but Revs haven't had more than one runner in any inning. There's a pitch down low, 3-1. They've stranded 4 runners. 2 have reached scoring possession. 3-1 from Reed, and it's high and away, a leadoff walk. Another leadoff base runner. Perez heads to first. And Jacob Calderon up next. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here on Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Now the leadoff man on. Here's Calderon. First pitch, breaking ball is low. Calderon 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. One of those a diving play made by Kajimoto. Play him to pull in the infield. A 1-0 is inside. Shortstop Zawadzki right up the middle near second. Kajimoto over toward that hole in which he dove and robbed Calderon in the 2nd inning. And now, after a leadoff walk and a 2-0 count to Calderon, pitching coach Rich Rundles is coming out for a visit. Barnstormers do have bullpen activity. Reed at the 86 pitch mark. Ready to go after that chat. 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch is in there, a called strike. When Calderon had first gotten here, he feasted on righties, but had his struggles against lefties. He has picked it up against everyone. The 2-1, and a swing and a foul back and out of play. So even though they're facing the lefty today, May's staying with the same lineup as last night. The guys who have been hot. And the 2-2, swing and a miss, a slider in the dirt. Cutler blocks it, and Calderon out right away with first base occupied. Now, Nate Reed, every out had been put in play until the last 3. That's his 3rd straight out on a strikeout. His first 3 strikeouts all day. And one away with Talvin Nash coming to the plate. Nash a ground out and a walk. Now they'll shift the same way on him. First one is outside, 1-0. That is to his pull side. So just the opposite as they did against Calderon. This time it's Kajimoto, the second baseman. He's almost straight up the middle. 1-0. And a change-up taken low. Nash a walk and a ground out. His first 14 games with York, he didn't walk one time, but the first 13 games, as he looks at a strike here. His last 15 games now, he's walked 13 times. He is fit in nicely as a guy who's gotten on base a lot. Certainly has a ton of power. Pitch to him. It misses high and away, 3-1. And he's being more and more selective, seeing it better, and you would think that Maybe it won't be too long before he starts squaring some up. 3-1, and it's down and away. He walks again. The 5th walk of the afternoon issued by Reed, and that'll be all for him. Now 1st and 2nd with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Butch Hobson coming out, and that's it for Reed, who goes 6 1/3. He gave up only 2 hits. He'll leave on his 5th walk. And the Barnstormers will make a pitching change, brought to you by Maple Donuts. Revs with 2 on, 1 out in the bottom of the 7th, trying to make a run back in this game. I believe it's Scott Gracie who takes over on the mound. Now it's Pete Andrelzik. They have 2 guys with big mullets. It's Andrelzik who comes in. So he takes over. And in his 38th game of the year, 4-2 with an ERA of 2.03. Has 5 saves as well. The Manheim Township product has been terrific for his hometown team. 62 innings, just 46 hits. Opponents have batted only .205. Barnstormers have added a ton of new relievers since we've seen them last, but Andrelzik has been a mainstay. Since July 10th, their bullpen has an ERA of 1.76. Andrelzik's been a big part of that. Now they've lost some starters. Andrelzik thinks he still has another warm-up, but they're not going to give it to him. But Lancaster's lost some starters. They've moved some relievers into the rotation like Morgado, and then have signed additional relievers to fill those voids. Now Andrelzik ready. Salvador Paniagua the hitter. He is 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch, a slider, caught the outside corner, a strike called. Two on with 1 out, a pair of walks, ending the afternoon of Nate Reed. The 0-1 slider hard outside, Cutler fighting to get over in front of it. Paniagua coming in and hitting over 400 his last 8. Back-to-back 3-hit games. Here's the stretch. A look back, and the 1-1 swung on, ripped at second, and right there is Kajimoto. Feeds Zawadzki across the bag, who tosses to first. Inning-ending double play, 4-6-3. Nash, a hard slide, trying to break it up. He's still out there on his knees behind second. Paniagua hit it sharply, but right at Kajimoto, right where he had him played up the middle. No runs, no hits, 1 runner left. We will go to the 8th. Lancaster still with a 6-0 lead.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Solomon & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Revolution! Woo! The Cowboy Monkeys are back at Santander Stadium, August 11th. Revolution Baseball is better than ever. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. The world-famous Cowboy Monkey Rodeo is back August 11th, performing between innings and post-game. Get your tickets at YorkRevolution.com. Revolution!
The Revolution plays here. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the eighth, a 6-0 lead for Lancaster. Luis Perdomo will stay in and look to work 2 innings. Charlie Cutler to lead things off. 0 for 2 with a walk. And Perdomo's first pitch of the inning is swung on and fouled back against the netting. Lancaster has put together their recent surge against some pretty good teams. They split in Bridgeport, but they took 3 out of 4 at home against Somerset, swept Bridgeport at home. And the Revs on this home streak, Lancaster's played very well in their park lately too. There's a grounder pulled foul off the front of the York dugout. They went 6-1 on their last homestand. And won 9 of their last 11 on home turf. 0-2 on Cutler, our first look at him today. Signed on July 24th. 0-2, and a miss is down and in. Cutler was hitting .343 between AA and AAA in the Angels system earlier this year. Now, when he was let go, despite that average, I wonder if Blake Galen made a call on his behalf to Lancaster. It's the 1-2, and a miss is up and away. That's where Galen is at AA with the Angels. Cutler formerly in the Cardinals, Pirates, and Cubs systems as well. Stretch. 2-2. And a swing and a foul out of play to the left. He's a career .306 hitter. 14th round pick of the Cardinals in 08 out of Cal. Now time asked for. Wipe the forehead under the helmet. Now ready again. Perdomo deals, and a swing and a rip the other way, and a base hit. As Cutler inside outs, 1 to left, and a leadoff single to begin the 8th. Brian Cavazos Galvez up next. Take a look at our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard again. They're now in the bottom of the 7th in Central Jersey. Somerset leading Sugar Land 5-0. Camden has tied Long Island 2-2. They're in the 7th. Pitch to Galvez is in the dirt. And the other game, a final earlier, Bridgeport, a 5-4 win at Southern Maryland in 11. Each team scored in the 10th. A 1-0. And a swing and a miss. Good slider. Revs have Tony Pena up in the bullpen now. 1-1. And a swing and a miss. Another slider from Perdomo. Perdomo has pitched in 51 big league games. It's the 1-2. And a swing and a pop-up. Nash at first into foul territory. He's under it, taps the glove against his thigh and makes the catch. About halfway over toward the York dugout, 1 away. Now they've held Galvez to 0 for 3 on the day after he tore it up in Bridgeport. And before that, he had really struggled. Peaks and valleys for him here recently. Here's Lance Zawadski. First pitch, a swing and a bouncer to first. Nash with it, turns, throws to second. Valdez back to first, and Perdomo covers. And it was kind of done in slow motion. Zawadski not running well, though, with an injury earlier this year. And a 3-6-1 double play is able to be completed. Thought they had no chance to get it back in time, but he was not running particularly well. So 2 scoreless out of the bullpen for Perdomo. A leadoff single erased. Now we go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 6-0 Lancaster.
Payne doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
Are you getting pumped for another year of high school football? Well, all this month, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK lays it all out for you in the High School Football Spotlight, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Catch a preview every day in August on Sports Radio 1350 as we break down the teams and the players of the 2015 York Adams League. Or go to WOYK1350.com to access this year's complete lineup of high school football previews. Then, this fall, every Friday night, it's the High School Football Game of the Week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine, and only here on Sports Radio 1350.
We're everywhere. Listen on the go with the WOYK mobile apps. Download today at WOYK1350.com.
Summer is about taking time for what really matters. Spending time with the family, enjoying nature's beauty, having a healthy lawn you can be proud of, plus the time to enjoy it. With Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, you get world-class environmentally responsible lawn care from a hometown team. The result is a vibrant, beautiful lawn that turns heads and boosts curb appeal. Visit us at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Your home for Revolution Baseball. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head to the bottom of the 8th, the 6-0 Lancaster lead. Pete Andrelzik stays in. And Mikey Reynolds leading off, takes a little bit high. Revs held to just 2 hits here today after combined 53 the last 3 nights. It's a ball down low. Reynolds 2 at-bats, 2 groundouts. Nate Reed, 6 1/3 scoreless. It was the 2-0, and that's a called strike on the outside corner. Only 2 hits given up by Reed, who walked 5, struck out 3. 2-1, and it's a little bit high. Last inning was the first inning of the day in which York had multiple runners, 2 walks, but Andrelzik an inning-ending double play. And a called strike, outside corner, as Reynolds had started toward first base. A full count. A wind and the 3-2, and a ground ball to second, skidding sharply but right to Kajimoto. Throws to first, and that's out number 1. Here in the bottom of the 8th. Go back to the top of the order, Jose Constanza. Constanza 0 for 2 with a walk. And time called by Constanza right as Andrelzik had begun to step back. Now the first pitch, and it misses down low. Feliz at third is in on the grass. Familiar with Constanza's speed. The 1-0. Curveball and a big one. Nearly bent back. But perhaps hooked around the border of the strike zone. 2-0. There's a slow one from Andrelzik. He deals. And back with a fastball. It's in for a strike. 2-1. Wide and the pitch. And that's over the plate as well. Strike called. And the count now 2-2. Andrelzik works quickly, very fidgety, very quick windup as well. And Constanza calls time. Andrelzik throws it anyway. And it's outside. And they're going to say the pitch did count, which benefits Constanza. But he's upset because he asked for time and thought that he had it, and it wasn't given to him. He was backing away. Fortunately, it was outside. A full count, and the pitch to him, a swing and a miss. Foul tip squeezed on a fastball away. What a bizarre at-bat that was. 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Wilson Valdez coming up. He is 0 for 3. First pitch slider breaks away. Andrelzik has worked in the Barnstormers front office during off seasons. He misses down and outside, 2-0. He was named their Community Player of the Year last year. Went from Manheim Township to Coastal Carolina and then drafted by the Marlins to begin his pro career. There's a fastball for a called strike. And it's 2-1. Now 29 years old. Made it to AAA with the Marlins. Here's a swing and a foul out of play to the right. And a 2-2 count. At AAA in 2011, he had a 1.49 ERA in 21 games, but did not get that call up. A long look in, and Valdez asking for time. Two, and a swing and a liner pulled into left, a base hit. Looked like a slider down. Valdez went down and got it and yanked it into left. A 2-out single. And the Revs with their 3rd hit of the day and first since the 4th inning. When Brian Pounds, who comes up here, had singled to right. He's 1 for 2, a single and a walk. First pitch, breaking ball inside. One of the reasons that Andrelzik maybe never got that call up to the big club, in 2012, he pitched a scoreless inning, but missed the next 14 months with a shoulder injury. And an inside strike call here on Pounds, who was backing up. That'll even the count at 1-1. The way that Cutler moved his glove, that did not look like a very good call from here, but it's tough to know. The 1-1, swing and a miss on a slider. Andrelzik came back at high A and double A in 2013, but he missed some time into that season. And then last year, his first year with Lancaster, appeared in 70 games. Workhorse this year, too. He deals, and a slider taken low, 2-2. 38th appearance this season. He's averaging well over 1 inning per appearance. Between 1 and 2. Pitch, fastball in, and Drelzik and the fellas behind him started off the field, but it's a ball inside, 3 and 2. And Valdez will be on the run with 2 outs in the inning. Play behind him, runner goes, pitch is swung on and bounced foul over by Lancaster's dugout. Nick Ferdinand on deck. Give Brandon Boggs the rest of the day off. Try to get Ferdinand some at-bats. He hasn't started much of late. He's been a little struggle at the plate that he's trying to work through. Another 3-2. Valdez runs and it's inside. Ball 4 to Pounds. The Revs have drawn their 6th walk of the day. Overall this season, they've drawn the 2nd most walks of any team in the league. Here's Nick Ferdinand. That is their 300th walk that they've drawn as a team this year. Only Somerset has drawn more, 304 entering the day. Now here's Ferdinand to pinch hit. 2 on, 2 out in the 8th. And first pitch, a breaking ball just inside. Ferdinand a couple of at-bats late in the game last night. Second time pinch hitting this season, the 1-0. And he swings, taps a foul behind the plate. His other time pinch hitting was in Lancaster, and he was hit by a pitch a few weeks back, and right in the elbow, left the game, but x-rays came back negative and didn't miss much time at all. The 1-1. Slider, and it tails in for a strike. He still has that elbow guard on, which when he had been hit by that pitch, he did not. Certainly, if it's comfortable and you can swing, it is not a bad idea. There's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase outside, a slider. Cutler smothers it and tags him out to end the inning. And the Revs with a 2-out single and a walk, but strand 2 in the bottom of the 8th. We head to the 9th inning. Lancaster in front, 6-0.
You're running cross-country. No one understands how they keep score. Your friends and family don't understand why you do it, but you understand how it makes you feel. So does Flying Feet. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes has been supplying running shoes and apparel to Central PA's best since 1975. Their staff is made up of runners and coaches who understand your pleasures and your pains. If it's running or cross-country related, Flying Feet knows about it. And with the area's best selection of running shoes, running spikes, and running apparel, there's no good reason to shop anywhere else. Worried about prices? Didn't you hear? Flying Feet is a specialty athletic store without specialty store prices. Come see their selection of the best running shoes and spikes for men, women, and children. No matter what your size, your width, or your ability level, Flying Feet has a full line of running apparel and accessories. So run, don't walk, and talk running with a staff who knows. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
Are you dreading the impending doom of planning your company or group holiday party this year? Are you looking for something new and fresh of built-in catering and event planning? Well, the York Revolution has the solution for you. Our White Rose Hall offers a unique event space for groups of up to 200 people and is available year-round. Your event at Santander Stadium can be customized to fit your needs and budget with full-service event planning, catering, and the unique allure of the ballpark setting. In addition to holiday parties, we can host any type of business or group function. For a facility tour or to book your space today, please call the Apple Chevrolet ticket office at 717-801-HITS or visit YorkRevolution.com.
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Top of the ninth, 6-0, Lancaster the lead. Tony Pena takes over. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. And he'll face Luke Hughes as we start the ninth. Barnstormer DH, who's homered today. First pitch is up high. He's 1 for 3. And a home run over the arch nemesis in the fifth that he stood and admired for a moment, and then when he crossed home plate, kissed his bicep. There's the 1-0, and a sinker a little low. Hit his first major league home run off Max Scherzer. His first big league at bat. 2-0, and a swing and a towering fly ball foul way up in the air and over the left field side. Land on Arch Street. The home run, his 7th of the year. His 4th against York. I believe 3 of those have been in this park, including his first with Lancaster. Pena steps off for a moment. It's in his 17th game, Pena is. Pitch. Swung on, pulled foul on the ground off the front of the Lancaster dugout. Pena 1-2 with a .430 earned run average. Has 1 save, 14 2/3, 14 hits, 4 walks, 17 Ks. And ready with the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on a slider away. And 1 down here in the top of the ninth. Bring up Anderson Feliz, who's 1 for 3. A single and a run scored. Tomorrow night, as we mentioned, Matt Neal starting for York. And Chad Beck will make his first start. He's been basically a late inning, 1-inning reliever. First pitch to Feliz, a switch hitter. It's over for a strike. It's an interesting matchup tomorrow. The 0-1, and it's just outside. They all are. The beauty of the sport. Pena pitching for a second straight day. Had a scoreless 6th inning in last night's win. The 1-1, and a check swing foul tip right behind the plate. Paniagua will glove it. Ferdinand staying in left field after pinch hitting. The 1-2, and a broken bat. Grounder, what a grab by Pena reaching across. Whips it to first, and there's 2 down. Broken bat back at him. He reached down across his body and speared it. He was finishing, turning to his left, reached back over to his right. Terrific reaction play. Broken Bat is brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. And if you've got an ash tree, then EAB might likely be a problem of yours. Heritage Lawn can take care of that for you. Visit online at heritagelawnandlandscape.com. Here's Collier at the top of the order. And the first pitch is down and in. He jumps back. 2 for 4 on the day. A bunt single to begin the game. 2 runs scored. A first pitch bunt single. He's been hot the last few weeks. The 1-0. Fastball right down the middle for ball 2. Pena's standing there and staring in. (2-0), and that misses high. Fastball at 90. The 3-0 pitch, and that one's right down the chute, a called strike. Barring a 6-run comeback, the Revs' 9-game home winning streak would come to a close. As the second longest in team history, the 3-1, and it misses a little bit low, and Pena's beside himself. Swings his hands to his side like what gives, and he'll be charged with a 2-out walk. Now he's pretty frustrated with the zone. Face Yusuke Kajimoto. He was 2 for 4, hit a RBI single off the wall and left back in the 5th inning. First pitch here is swung on and belted deep right center. Calderon on the run, and it one hops up and over the fence, so no run yet. A ground rule double as it rolls up the lawn, and Kajimoto 3 for 5 against the Revs today. And the inning continues with 2nd and 3rd, and Kent Mathis coming up. Pena was pretty peeved on that walk to Collier, and Kajimoto strikes a first pitch double that would have produced a run had it not bounced up and over. We mentioned earlier Kajimoto hitting in the 230s entering the day, and he's hitting now over 300 against York. Here's Mathis. And the pitch from Pena. Fastball, it's a strike on the outside corner. Mathis 1 for 3. An RBI on a fielder's choice in the 5th. This has a single and a walk. And the 0-1. Swinging a bouncer over the mound. Valdez will charge, cuts it off, fires on the run, and gets him at first. Inning over, and those two are stranded in scoring possession. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left. Last chance for the Revs. We go to the bottom of the 9th, trailing 6-0.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, President of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
Broadway transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man.
I know they helped me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA-approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
the ninth, 6-0, Lancaster in front. Revs with Perez, Calderon, Nash due up. And the new pitcher, left-hander Daniel Moskos, who is one of the new additions that the Revs have yet to see. And his first pitch of the inning to Perez is over for a strike. 0-1 the count on Perez, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. His 8-game hitting streak is at stake. Hit better than 500 on the streak. And he swings here, taps a foul behind the plate on a curveball from Moskos. Southpaw entering in his 4th game, 2 1/3 innings, 1 unearned run since signing. And the pitch, up and in. Perez yanks out of the way. Moskos, a former first-round pick, 4th overall by the Pirates in 2007 out of Clemson. 1-2, swing and a miss, a changeup down low, and he begins the 9th inning with a strikeout. Moskos was the 5th-rated prospect in the Pirates system in 2008. Starter his first couple of years, then a closer at AAA as he starts Calderon with a breaking ball strike, or a double A, excuse me. He had 21 saves in 2010 for Altoona. Got roughed up at AAA that year. Did make it to the majors in 2011. He's a swing and a fly ball deep the other way, but foul down the left field side. That sails out over and onto Arch Street. 31 big league games with Pittsburgh in 2011. He was 1-1 with a 2.96 ERA and AAA the last 3 years since. The Pirates, White Sox, and Dodgers. He delivers, and a swing and a miss, chasing in the dirt. Picked by Cutler, who applies the tag. Revs down to their final out. And a pair of strikeouts from Moskos for the first 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Telvin Nash, the last man standing for the Revs today and this 9-game home winning streak. He is grounded out to third and walked twice. And Moskos with the pitch and a swing and a foul back as it bangs and sounds like it breaks something upstairs. I heard multiple things go down. Let's hope they weren't people. The 0-1, and that's down in the dirt. Nash adding to his impressive walk and on-base total. 2 more free passes today. 1-1, breaking ball a little high. The 2-1, and a swing and a pop-up foul out of play, well off to the right. Lands on the concourse. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Moskos pitched in Taiwan a couple of years ago. Now sets and deals. And a swing and a foul back and out of play. Two and two it remains. Ready and fires. And a swing and a miss. A change up to get Nash swinging. And Daniel Moscow strikes out the side in order in the 9th inning to close it out. Barnstormers take the opener 6-0. Their lead in the Freedom Division second half is now 3. And the Revs' 9-game home winning streak comes to a close, one short of matching the franchise's all-time record. An amazing streak it's been, and they'll look to start a new one tomorrow, but the Barnstormers take game 1 of this series by a final score of 6-0. 6-zip your final. Stay tuned. Post-game show follows next.
Maple Donuts knows that there comes a point in every kid's summer when the feeling of unfettered freedom begins to fold up faster than a picnic blanket at the first drop of an unexpected summer storm. Charlie and his Maple Donuts team understand that all too soon, lazy mornings on the sofa